Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another WWE Fantasy Log. I am a Nintendo always on being, James Phoenix. Joining me, as always, are Jeff and John.
Hello.
What's up?
And we are here to do the usual. But I'm going to fix the bed first so it doesn't look like crap on the camera. There we go.
Good idea.
Yeah, let's straighten that up a little bit. Sorry, folks. Live. Okay, that's one thing I forgot. Anyway, we're going to look back at the week in wrestling. We got some news. We got some scoring. We're going to do the usual stuff. So, with that, we will open up with the news. To news, as it were. Does anybody but me have news tonight?
No.
New.
Alrighty, then we're going to just go ahead and tear through my news list. Here we go, everybody. All right. I got to get a new mouse. Anyway, we're going to open it up. Of course, you probably have by now heard of the forthcoming WWE Women's Tournament that will be held live on the WWE Network. Coming up. It was announced this week that by Triple H, who announced via Twitter that the official name of this tournament would be the Mae Young Classic. So that's cool. Let me hang on a minute. Well, down here, no. Oh my God, no, that's not what I wanted. Shit. There we go. That's what I want. Give me that. There we go. Okay. And I hit this. You guys can check this out. The Mae Young Classic. And of course, after the legendary WWE female performer Mae Young, who passed away several years ago. So, that'll be good. Good for them. Let me close off that. In related news, so copy this. WWE is scouting performers for this event, as you might imagine. But let's see. Here we go. Okay. Another big positive note for this women's tournament is that it was confirmed that the play-by-play commentary for this event will be provided by our own good old JR, Jim Ross.
Nice.
Good to have him back behind the desk.
That's true.
And we know that this is going to be taped in mid-July. Backstage rumor is that WWE is looking for a strong female presence to accompany JR on the desk.
Okay.
As for the Observer, one of the strong names for consideration is Lita.
Except for the fact she doesn't work for them anymore?
Yeah. But
Kind of idiots.
well, they can contract her to do it again.
But she quit for a reason. I don't think she's going to come back.
I don't think she quit. I think they just decided to part ways.
Either way, she must have had a reason to part ways with WWE. I don't think she would come back.
Yeah, but if she want to be on a permanent basis, there's no reason she might not come back for this one-off event, especially if they're willing to pay her enough.
Yeah, we'll see.
No.
Remember how Bret Hart never came back?
Yeah. Other names being tossed around are currently contracted talent like Renee Young or Mickie James.
They should just ask Victoria to do it.
If I can hire, isn't she still contracted to TNA?
No, she's actually kind of works for WWE, I think.
Really?
Well, I think she's just been around. She doesn't wrestle for TNA anymore. She's been at like all the Hall of Fame ceremonies and shit. So she's been around WWE for the past several years. They just haven't asked her to do anything. Yeah, ever since her contract at TNA was up, she's been at like pretty much every WrestleMania.
Oh.
I know she does some indie stuff.
Yeah, she probably wrestles indie, but that shouldn't impact WWE.
Yeah, the last noted thing on her Wikipedia repertoire was Ring of Honor in 2013.
Yeah, so she may still do indie. She may be retired at this point, but ever since her TNA contract was up, she's been at pretty much every WrestleMania for the last, how long has it been now? Like 2-3 years? So. Yeah, you didn't notice that? She's always in the audience. She's always sitting there.
Fair enough. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving along. Speaking of women. That's my transition for this. Actually, I have two other women's related stories here. A lot of news about the women's division today. Emma, you might remember her.
I do.
You remember she suffered a shoulder injury at the beginning of the European tour earlier this month. Hasn't been around. She's continuing to rehab it. While the full extent of the details are unavailable, apparently the injury was far less serious than was originally thought. So she's actually expected to be back in action in the next few weeks, sometime in mid-June.
Nice.
So she'll only have been out for just over a month, and she's been posting updates on the injury over on her Twitter if you want to keep up on that. That would be twitter.com/Emma WWE.
Yay, I'll start getting points for her again.
Yep. That's good. Good for Emma. Now, here's an interesting point. The streak. Not that streak.
This is Midian's comeback?
No.
Oh.
No, that would have been top of the news if that happened. No, this is rather interesting. It was noted that at NXT TakeOver Chicago this past weekend, Asuka actually set a milestone in that she actually reached the mark of 174-0 winning streak. Which for the record, in terms of a winning streak, puts her past Goldberg.
Really?
I respect Goldberg so
That's
much,
correct.
wrote Asuka via Twitter. He is amazing. I'm honored to be the undefeated champion with the longest streak in WWE history. Hashtag WWE, hashtag WWE NXT. The former Universal Champion would chime in a few hours later, posting the following response. The streak is in very good hands, wrote Goldberg, before closing out with hashtag congrats. Of course, she surpassed Goldberg's legendary 173-0 winning streak from his WCW days.
Right.
That's pretty
That's the
awesome.
picture. That's the picture you went with, Asuka. Okay. No, she posted a picture with her tweet, and I feel like she was gonna take this selfie and everything. And somebody from management was like, "No, just we don't need to see the top of your head. Just lower that a little bit. Make sure we get your tits in the shot." Anyway, so congratulations to Asuka on that achievement. Let's see what else we got. We got some slightly boring.
Girlberg.
That is offensive, and I'll not have it on my show. Anyway, we have some slightly boring news, but we have to cover it. Hang on. Wake up. WWE executive Tandy O'Donoghue who is the Executive Vice President of Corporate Strategy and Analytics, has been appointed to the Thurgood Marshall College Fund Board of Directors. So that's cool. He said, "I'm incredibly proud to join an organization dedicated to preparing the next generation of leaders to thrive in an increasingly competitive economy. TMCF's mission aligns closely with WWE's commitment to the community, and my goal is to leverage my professional background along with WWE's global media platforms to support current and future students at TMCF's member schools." She's responsible for strategic growth initiative at WWE, including its global content distribution and monetization efforts. In addition, she manages WWE's venture investing as well as its advanced data analytics function, which combines cutting-edge big data practices with actionable insights to drive WWE's lines of business. So she's been there since 2010 and previously served as the Senior Vice President, Affiliate Relations and Business Development, where she was responsible for the management of the pay-per-view business as well as the development and launch of the WWE Network. So, good for her. Props on that. Now, luckily, I'm going to mention this here, but luckily this does not affect our roster because this is NXT. However, I think this drives home a point of WWE. The wrestlers are not toys you can use until they break.
Uh-oh.
That's not a good way to open a news item.
So, do you all remember a while back where Tommaso Ciampa had an injury and then showed up at TakeOver anyway?
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
Last week.
Yeah. After initially injuring the ankle at a live event on the Saturday, the initial diagnosis was that he avoided a major issue and would be able to wrestle at the TakeOver event the next day. And while he did wrestle, reports indicate he was far from 100% and only got in the ring due to the critical post-match angle where the team broke up. And unfortunately, due to the course of the match, he made the injury worse.
Of course he did.
According to PWInsider.com, he's headed to Birmingham, Alabama to get a full diagnosis and will begin treatment there as well. That was a couple of days ago, and I haven't seen an update, so I'm not sure what the status of his injury is as of right now. But we wish Ciampa the best in his recovery.
They don't care. They're not pushing him anyway. He's not the one getting a new theme song. Remember I told you that when we were talking about that? I told you that there was that singer that tweeted about being in the studio to record the new theme song for his partner, which is why which led a lot of people to theorize they were going to break the tag team up.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, his partner is getting a new theme song, and they've broken up. So yeah, his career is pretty much over. So don't hurry back on our account or even on your account, Ciampa. Your career's kind of done. Your partner's better than you. Now you have to live with that.
Hey, he may have been big, but we still talk about Marty Jannetty. Remember that. Jannetty for Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
We talk about Jannetty because he made Shawn Michaels. That's the only reason we talk about him. Not because he's any good, but because that was the birth of HBK.
To be fair, we talk about a lot of wrestlers that I wouldn't consider good.
True. Brooklyn Brawler.
Yeah.
Let's just I'm going to backtrack on a piece of news we did earlier. Going back to the women's tournament. The naming of the upcoming women's tournament as the Mae Young Classic clearly shows that the promotion has moved on from hyping the fabulous Moolah as the all-time greatest, and instead are giving that honor to Young.
Yay.
It's unclear exactly what the reason is for WWE to move Young into this Babe Ruth of the women's wrestling role in their own history, because Moolah dominated the women's scene for many years and had a stranglehold on the title as well. She was also close with Vince McMahon's father, whereas Stephanie was said to be close to May, which could ultimately be the reason. John, I think you had an opinion on that, didn't you?
Well, yeah, just the shit that Moolah did. You can look it up. It's pretty bad. She's not a good person.
I was not aware of anything she did, so fair enough.
It's bad.
This is worth noting here, unfortunately. I'm sure we all heard about the horrible things happening in Manchester.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in the wake of that, it's worth noting WWE has canceled their NXT event scheduled for Manchester. It was scheduled to be at the Manchester Arena on the 26th. They, at WWE UK, put out a statement saying that out of respect for those affected by the Manchester tragedy, WWE is canceling the NXT event on Tuesday, June 6th at the Manchester Arena, and offering fans who purchase tickets to the show a full refund at point of purchase, and giving them the option to receive a free ticket to the NXT show on Wednesday, June 7th at First District Arena in Leeds. Now, Superstars will be in Manchester on June 6th, visiting with those affected by the tragedy, and WWE is making a donation to the We Love Manchester Emergency Fund. We look forward to returning to the Manchester Arena on Monday, November 6th for Raw and Tuesday, November 7th for SmackDown Live. Now, kind of understandable. Unfortunate as it is.
Indeed, indeed.
Let's go over here.
Good on WWE for, for doing that, I think.
Yes. On the plus side, so we do have another story, and this may be the most surprising article of the night, because I don't think anybody would ever see this coming. This is a follow-up on a story from last month. So here's as it turns out, X-Pac was not on drugs.
At what point?
The point that they arrested him at LAX prevented him from going to that UK show.
Ah, okay.
Well, I didn't expect him to be on drugs. He was just peddling it.
Well, no, because here's the thing. He was charged with a felony for intentionally attempting to bring methamphetamine and marijuana through customs, but the pills that Waltman had on him were actually cleanse capsules from Vitamin Cottage for a really aggressive yeast infection, and the case against Waltman was thrown out by the DA. Waltman previously told TMZ he understood why people were suspicious of him due to his history. The authorities did not return his capsules.
So they're just going to let the yeast infection kill him. Good job, authorities.
Well, I'm pretty sure Waltman can get some more pills.
Still, you're holding a man's medicine. What the fuck, dude? That's not cool.
That is policy. A lot of times they will not return evidence in a police case, though. That's like the rules.
Then fucking replace it. Come on. It's his
They-
fucking medicine.
So now, if someone has, like, if they're sick, can it be like X-Pac yeast now? So like, there's X-Pac heat if they're if
Yes.
somebody doesn't like them, but if they're like really sick, be like, oh, he got X-Pac yeast.
Yes. Fact. All right.
I will say, before anyone jumps down my throat in comments, if we have comments, if it was medical marijuana, I could understand them keeping it because it's, at the end of the day, it's still marijuana. But it's not like this was like, those kind of drugs. They were literally an ingredient in a pill that's a medicine capsule for a condition. It's like, it's literally medicine. It's not like, here's some marijuana that just happens to be legal. No.
Well, no, he had some marijuana too, but they didn't charge him for that.
Did they keep that?
I don't know. It just says that he could return his capsules. I don't know about the weed, but I don't think he had a number one. Weed is legal in California, which is where he was boarding the plane, and number two, I don't think it was enough to charge him.
See, that makes it even worse if they kept his medicine and let him keep the fucking weed. What the hell? That's
how the-
ass backwards.
Nah, man, the weed mysteriously disappeared, man.
Yes.
Still, that makes it even worse if they're like, nah, you can keep the marijuana, but no, we're not going to give you your medicine. Have fun dying. Bye.
Pretty much.
It's like, what the hell? No, it should be the other way around. You should keep the weed and give him his goddamn medicine back.
You would think, but no.
Oh, fucking police.
If anybody would like to hear more about that, he did. X-Pac did do an interview in regards to that over at TMZ Sports. You can watch that interview there. And now, holy shit, here we go.
Buckle up.
Buckle up, people, because it's all going down here. It's time for the appeal to the seven deities. Because, oh God.
All seven of them.
All seven of them. I got 6 articles. I can appeal to 6 of them. All right. We're going to open this up right here. First of all, we opened everything up with Ed Nordholm, president of That Owl, as it were, did an interview with John Pollock of Live Audio Wrestling, where he spoke to the case going on and said that he's open to negotiating in regards to the Broken Universe intellectual material, but the WWE has indicated they're not interested. He said, I think it's unquestionable that the ownership of the characters in the storyline resides in Impact Wrestling. I don't think even the Hardys would dispute that. They've all signed contracts. Their contracts are standard contracts, not only in the wrestling industry, but in the entertainment industry. Generally, the producer of the show owns the content, and it doesn't really matter who the creative team came up with the idea of what the character should be. That person owns a story. The person that owns the storyline of the character is the person who invested to take that idea and put it on TV. That's what we did. Impact put those characters on TV, and the contracts with those people are indisputably contracts that would provide their IP to Impact. And when asked about whether he was sitting with the Hardys, he said, of course, I was open to speaking before, and I'm open now. We've offered many times to find an arrangement with the Hardys that would allow them to continue to use the gimmick within reasonable parameters as to what's important to us and what would be important to them. I understand with the dynamic of their move to WWE and drama with which they created that launch. I understand their plan to create the maximum heat in that period from when they announced to us that they weren't going to sign the contracts to the day that they revealed their new location. But I kind of half expected that once they had been achieved, the thing would die its own natural death because as far as I know, the WWE doesn't want the gimmick. And indeed, from every conversation I've had with them, I've been told they have no interest in it. So they're not actively pursuing it from you. Oh, God, no. We've been in communication because there's all this chatter about how we're keeping it from them. I'm taking that because I'm keeping something from you. If you want it, why don't you call me? And their answer has been, no, not interested. That interview is online and can be found there. So moving along to go through the details of this here. Let's get this one here. Following up. Paste this here. Okay. Ah, what the shit? Oh, fuck's sake. Fucking extra punctuation. There we go. So, now to follow up on this, because of all the controversy, Ed Nordholm actually went out and released an entire series of logs regarding the negotiations over the Broken Universe. Saying, in response to ongoing speculation concerning our position with respect to the Broken Brilliance Creative, I am providing this detailed log of our communications on the subject and the contractual structure of our relationship with Matt Hardy with respect to intellectual property matters, which is standard to our roster and in the industry. There has never been any argument from Impact Wrestling that the Hardys were key contributors to the development of the characters and storyline, or that Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy executed on their roles in spectacular fashion. But the position taken by the Hardys is a massive disservice to the contributions of the rest of the creative team at Impact Wrestling, including Jeremy Borash, Dave Logano, Matt Conway, and Billy Corgan, and is totally at odds with the terms of their contracts. The Hardys would have you believe that Anthem is somehow avoiding their lawyers to address this. This is the log of our communications with the Hardys and or their lawyers. It is clear we have not been avoiding them. The log reads as follows. I love Hawaii Punch. So, March 10th, EBN speaks with exec. So, now what the hell is EBN? You're using abbreviations I don't know. What the shit? Must be their legal firm. Anyway, March 10th, EBN speaks with executives at ROH about Broken Brilliance being used in ROH shows. I indicated willingness to provide an arrangement that would allow the creative to be used in ROH shows and encouraged ROH to have Matt speak with me if he wanted to pursue that discussion. On March 11th, EBN spoke at length with Matt by telephone about the structure of an amicable arrangement for use of the Broken Brilliance creative. On March 14th, Matt sent text message to Ed Nordholm at 4:05 p.m., quote, tried giving you a call, it rang and went busy. I'm open to working things out amicably as we spoke about. The lawyer who represents me is interested in seeing your offer. My lawyer's email is redacted, which you could send the offer to for review. Thanks. And I responded by text at 6:41 p.m. Thank you, Matt. I was supposed to be flying into New York City today and I'm a little twisted. I will pull something together with our lawyers and try to get it over to your lawyer tomorrow or Thursday at latest. March 16th at 8:25 p.m., I sent an update text to Matt. Hi, Matt. My lawyer got me a draft too late to get reviewed for today. I will look at it in the morning. Sorry for the delay. He responded at 9:16 p.m. Okay, he's ready for it. Thanks to the update. On March 17th, Counsel for Anthem Wrestling delivered the draft proposal to Counsel for Matt Hardy. On March 24th, Counsel for Anthem Wrestling followed up with Matt Hardy Counsel requesting comments on proposal. March 27th, Counsel for Matt Hardy responds they have been away and have not reviewed the proposal, but will be back in, quote, the next few days. After which, no further communication until April 18th. Counsel for Matt Hardy leaves a voice message for Counsel for Anthem Wrestling asking to arrange a meeting. April 20th, EBN contacts WWE by email to determine veracity of internet rumors concerning WWE interest in Broken Brilliance. April 21st, WWE responds by email that there is no interest in our end. And there is a link right here. Let's open this up to a PDF of that email printed by Ed Nordholm from somebody at WWEcorp.com. The name of the person involved has been redacted. Except your scribbling is clearly a bunch of shit at Nordholm, because I can clearly see right in that is actually Ms. O'Donoghue reference to the earlier article regarding that attachment to that board that she was assigned to. Next time, don't redact with a shitty marker. Hi, Ed. Thanks again for your note. I talked with the team internally, and the rumors are just that. No interest on our end in getting involved. Any info out there to the contrary definitely isn't coming from us. Let me know if I can provide any other info. Hope all is well otherwise. The little thing here. Original email said I wasn't aware of the rumors, but let me ask the team internally and circle back, but she did. and they showed his initial email saying, I have been approached by Matt Hardy's lawyers regarding Broken Universe. They've set the dirt sheets alive with rumors WWE's trying to work something out. I'm open to a proper discussion if this is genuine, but I have no interest whatsoever in conducting negotiations on Twitter through Talent and his wife. If the desire is genuine, could you introduce me to whoever is appropriate at WWE? And then got back to them, and so that PDF email has been posted there. April 21st, counsel for Matt Hardy sends a follow-up message requesting a meeting. April 27th, the lawyers speak to arrange a meeting. May 16th, lawyers meet, but no arrangement is agreed. Finally, I'm attaching a copy of the relevant provisions of Matt's contract with Impact. The clause is virtually identical to the corresponding provisions of every wrestler under contract with Impact, and there is another link to that document. Let's see. Independent contractor agreement. Effective March 1st, 2015, and it's between TNA Entertainment LLC, the company, or TNA, and Matt Hardy, the contractor. Recitals: the contractor is a freelance performer who values his or her independence and freedom to engage in other business activities, not to have a 9-to-5 job, and prefers to operate as an independent contractor. Company wants to utilize contractor services, and the contractor can provide and wants to render such services, and the parties agree that it would be to their mutual advantage. Yeah, this is only the very first part of the contract that he posted here. The contractor and company do not want an employer-employee relationship. The company's operations give the contractor, as an independent professional wrestler, a purveyor of entertainment services, opportunities to perform and obtain public exposure that will increase the value of contractor services, knowledge of the industry, and contractor standing in the entertainment industry. Contractor can provide terms. Be to their mutual advantage to execute this agreement and define the terms under which the contractor shall render services to the company. It does not purport to set forth all the conditions. The contractor and the company want to enter into this contractual agreement because it is beneficial to the parties. The parties therefore agree as follows. That's literally the only... All it does is emphasize that he's an independent contractor rendering services to the company. That's the only thing that they've indicated here. The facts are that we tried to accommodate the Hardys for their Ring of Honor engagements and have tried to elicit an indication from WWE on whether they have an interest in using the Broken Brilliance creative. We are not hoarding it from WWE. WWE is not interested in it. We fully respect the decision of Matt and Jeff to return to WWE and appreciate all their contributions to Impact Wrestling. We wish them every success. Our focus is on the future, and we will not have any further public comment on this matter. Feelings and opinions, comments. Somebody chime in here. I'm doing too much talking.
That was a lot of legalese.
There, that was. And there's been no response from either Matt or the WWE.
Well, we got more articles coming up. Let's see.
So I'm like, okay, so that's one side of it, but right now, no offense, Ed Nordholm, but your reputation is kind of shit. So why should anyone believe you?
Yeah.
With Ed Nordholm releasing emails yesterday which showed WWE was not interested in the Broken gimmick, the story goes that WWE's stance is simply they do not want to get involved from a legal standpoint, at least for now. WWE's position is also that they don't want to set two precedents. First, paying another company for a trademark they want to use, and second, aiding a talent to secure rights to something they created while under contract, as that would put them at risk when one of their current superstars tries the same thing in the future.
Yeah.
Sources do indicate WWE is just waiting to see how things play out, and they do have plans to use the trademark gimmick, because if they didn't, they would have put an immediate stop to Hardy's teasing the characters.
Yep.
Let's see here. Copy. According to PWInsider.com, the United States Patent Office and Trademark Office has given an initial refusal for the Broken Matt Hardy trademark that Hardy applied for back in March. The full ruling is below, but it contains a lot of legal jargon that I'm not sure exactly how to interpret, but this person that's posting this, mind you, this is Jeff Whalen. My best guess is that Matt's initial application only listed the trademark as the name of his character, and he did not indicate the source for the services it would be linked to, such as using the trademark for merchandising, broadcast media, memorabilia, etc. If any of our readers are IP lawyers and want to chime in on this, email him with a summary of what this all means. There's a lot of legalese here, but let's see here. Refused because applied for mark as used on the specimen of record identifies only name of particular character. It does not function as a service mark to identify and distinguish applicant services from those of others and to indicate the source of applicant services. Name of a character is registerable as a service mark only where the record shows it is used in a manner that would be perceived by consumers as identifying the services in addition to identifying the character. So
basically, it's refused because you can only trademark a service, not an actual character, and he's only trying to trademark the character itself.
Well, basically, you could trademark Matt could trademark the character as long as he trademarked the character saying this character is to be used in professional wrestling for merchandise, performance, blah, blah, blah. He didn't say any of that, apparently.
Yeah, or it also kind of sounds like his application for the trademark was an application for the service, but what he put on there was the character, so what he was trying to trademark, it didn't match the application. That's kind of what it sounds like to me. Because the thing, it's denied because it wasn't a service. So it sounds like he tried to apply for a service trademark, probably for the entirety of the Broken Universe as a service, but instead put Broken Matt Hardy instead of, the Broken Universe.
Well, no. Personal names, actual names and pseudonyms, or of individuals or groups function as marks only if they identify and distinguish the services recited, and not merely as the individual or group. In Remancino, they quote a case number, holding that Boom Boom would be viewed by the public as an applicant's professional boxing nickname, and not as an identifier of the service of conducting professional boxing exhibitions. In Lee Trevino, Lee Trevino used merely to identify a famous professional golfer, rather than as a mark to identify and distinguish any services rendered by him. In Regeneration Gap Productions, Gordon Rose only used to identify individual and not a service mark to identify the services of singing group.
Right, so like I said, he tried to apply for a service mark, but put a character name, whereas if he had applied for a trademark on the name itself, just as a character saying this is what I want to be known by, he probably would have been accepted by it. But because he went and said, I want this to be the name of my brand and I want it to be the name of a service, and therefore I own all the rights to everything surrounding it and make money on it, they said, no, it's a character name, fuck off. That sounds like what they said, which letter of the law. It makes sense. If you don't even know enough to actually apply with the proper application, what the fuck, dude? That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like he applied incorrectly for something. Didn't know what the hell he was applying for.
In this case, the two YouTube specimens merely name a wrestler. The name of the wrestler, however, is not an indicator of the source for the services. Consumers would understand TNA One Night Only as the trademark for the wrestling service. The Moments of Glory specimen does not appear to advertise the provision of any services at all. The Eventbrite specimen appears to show proper service mark use and function as a service mark. However, the specimen is unacceptable because it is unclear that it shows use in commerce that the United States can regulate, as the specimen advertises an event in Cork County, Ireland, and not in the U.S. Applicant may respond to this refusal by submitting substitute specimen or amending applicant's basis to intend to use under Section 1B for each applicable international class.
Again, refused because it's a name, not a service. You need to define it as a service, or we're just going to keep denying your ass.
As noted before, according to Anaheim's Ed Nordholm, WWE reportedly not taking up on his offer to negotiate on the broken trademarks, but as per reports, WWE is still very much interested in transitioning the Hardys to that gimmick. The fact that the Hardys are currently embroiled in litigation with Anthem over the trademarks is a clear indication that WWE wants to use the gimmick, because if WWE nixed the idea, there would be no point for Matt to battle Anthem for it in the first place, because he'd have nowhere to use it.
True.
It is said to be a common belief internally in WWE the gimmick can be a merchandise gold mine, which is likely the main reason they want it.
I also find it interesting that Ed Nordholm and that owl over there are so against Matt Hardy using it. I mean, they've sent cease and desist to like ROH and stuff. So here's the follow-up question, Mr. Nordholm. Where's WWE's cease and desist letter? I don't see you telling them not to use it, and they use it every fucking week. So what the hell, dude?
They're teasing it but not using it. It's not enough from a legal perspective to file a claim.
No, but they can still send those cease and desist letters, say, hey, don't use any of it, because the Hardys weren't even allowed to use any of it in ROH to the point that ROH was like, don't use the character at all, whereas on WWE, he's clearly channeling Broken Matt Hardy. There is no denial of that. When you see him out there, there's a high percentage of it that is Broken Matt Hardy. Enough that fucking Anthem should be sending a cease and desist letter saying, hey, no, you're going too far now. That's clearly the broken gimmick. Stop it. But they're not. Why?
Because whether or not it is Broken Matt Hardy is objective to the observer. there's enough legal gray area there that it's not worth the money in a court battle over what is not 100% definably their content. Just because you think it is doesn't mean that lawyers are going to agree and that a judge is going to agree.
Also, yeah, I think the fact that, yeah, it would be a lengthy one, and Anthem can barely pay their wrestlers, I don't think they have the money to fight a lengthy court battle.
So you're saying the only reason they sent a cease and desist letter to fucking ROH is because they own it. That's basically what you're saying.
Well, and because it was known that Matt and Jeff were going to come out in full-on broken character. They weren't even going to do. They were going to do the full fucking thing, which is why they sent a cease and desist on it.
Yeah, if they were like coming out, I imagine that if they came out like they were at WWE, where it's like, you know, they are, but it's not, you know, they're not using any of the names, so it's a lot harder to prove. I imagine that ROH, or they wouldn't have sent it to them.
Yeah, but when Matt Hardy comes out and goes, yes, that's not Matt Hardy, that's broken Matt Hardy. You know fucking well that's broken Matt Hardy.
It is.
So
but he's not saying proof. He's not saying I'm broken Matt Hardy, though. They're not writing
he's just
broken
using the
Matt
entire
Hardy.
gimmick short of saying I'm broken Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
Which, in my opinion, would be enough grounds to say, don't do that. We still own that.
But it's not, because a legal trademark can only be on specific terms. It can't be on body mannerisms.
So literally WWE could use the broken gimmick if they just repackage it and never call it the broken gimmick.
Yeah, if it was like Shattered Matt Hardy.
Exactly.
Which they should probably do.
No, I already trademarked that one.
I know.
But they can still do it. They would just pay you.
Well, another major reason WWE is not taking Anthem up on their offer of negotiating for the broken trademarks is because if they began working out a deal to acquire the rights, they would by default be acknowledging that Anthem owns the gimmick.
Mm.
The Hardys' main argument in the legal battle is that they feel their agreements were repeatedly violated, and as such, the contract won't hold up in court. So, and Orland's entirely right. The contracts may say that, but the point that Matt and Jeff are making is that that contract isn't worth the paper it's written on because of all these times when you violated it. So you really can't turn around and claim, you know, we're violating it when you violated it beforehand. The contract was already violated by you. So if you violate it, we have just as much right to violate it.
Basically, they're saying you broke the contract first, therefore the contract is null and void, which, if that is the case, is completely 100% correct. Once a contract has been violated, regardless of the party, that contract is no longer binding.
Yeah, but it depends, because the majority of contracts, including any and all terms of service agreements you might read for anything, have that little clause in there that always states, if any one part of this contract changes or is violated, the remainder of said contract remains in effect.
Mm.
So it depends on exactly how the entire contract is worded, because Nordholm only gave us a part of it there.
Yeah, that's true.
And the part he put out was clearly trying to say Matt's an independent contractor and values his independence and is therefore contracted with the company, and therefore the content belongs to the company, which is not. That's like a misnomer. That's not a one-to-one. That's a logical fallacy. He's trying to redirect it with a point that doesn't tie into what he's arguing.
Mm.
Being a contract performer or not has nothing to do with ownership of said content.
This is true.
So anyway, that's about where we're at.
So WWE stance is, until the rights are figured out, we're not going to make a move. We are interested, but we ain't going to do shit until the owners are taken care of here. Then we'll deal with the actual true owners.
But they're not the actual true owners.
No, that's what WWE is saying is once it's determined who the actual true owners of the broken gimmick is, then we'll deal with the actual true owners in relation to acquiring said gimmick. Until then, we're not going to acknowledge fucking anything. We're just going to sit on our asses and let Matt do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah, but if it's ruled TNA, there's no way in Impact. There's no way in hell they're going to negotiate with them per the aforementioned argument.
Yeah,
they're not going to set a precedent. They're not going to set a precedent of buying out gimmicks, buying out property from another company. They're not going to start that precedent. So if it ends up being Impact, then the gimmick's just done and will never appear in WWE. But the point they're going to make is they think Matt has a legal leg to stand on, so they're going to sit on the sidelines. They're going to employ Matt They're going to wait for Matt to deal with this legal battle, and if Matt and Jeff do, in fact, win the rights to the Broken Universe, then they'll negotiate with Matt and say, okay, you own the rights to this now. You want to use it on our program. We want you to use it on our program. Give us, 30% of the merchandise sales to it, and you got a deal. Whatever.
Yeah.
So
Pretty
we will
much.
see. We will see how far that goes.
But to that end, would it not be in WWE's best interest to assist Matt Hardy, since apparently he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing?
No, for the reasons stated in the earlier article, if you were paying attention.
I was
Because
paying attention, but
Because the last thing they want to do is jump in and help Matt win the rights to that gimmick, because all that does is turn around and ruin any legal standing they have if, say, I don't know, let's say Wyndham Rotunda chooses to leave WWE and then sues them for the rights to Bray Wyatt. Well, if you turn around and help the talent sue a wrestling company for rights to a gimmick, saying in the winning a legal argument that talent owns right to gimmick they came up with, Bray Wyatt can turn around and use that against you, saying he owns Bray Wyatt, and you have no legal leg to stand on.
Except I'm fairly sure WWE's contracts are far superior to Anthem's contracts.
I'm sure they are, but the contract is irrelevant. It's the legal precedent. It's the legal precedent that says, hey, how can you turn around and tell me that I don't own this when you joined another guy and argued against another company for his right to own what he created under you? That doesn't make any sense. So, I'm just using Bray Wyatt as a random example because he has a notable gimmick. But anybody with a gimmick could turn around and do that to WWE, and it would really hurt their legal standing if they turn around and help somebody else on the other side of that argument. There's no way in hell they're going to set that legal precedent that can come back and shoot them in the foot in the courtroom. They will not do that. It is not. There's no legal reason for them to do that. Their best bet right now is to let Matt tease a little bit here and there, get him and Jeff over with the crowd as they already are, keep them popular, and if and when Matt wins that legal battle, then you can negotiate with Matt and have the broken gimmick come out there because Matt owns it and you're not fighting him for it. You're just negotiating with him for usage of it, which you've done before with people like the Boogeyman.
Right.
So there you go. Okay, so with that is the end of the news. Yeesh.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you later for the rest of the log.
Yeah, right. No, we're doing okay. So, let's take a look at the scores, shall we? We do that, right?
Nah.
Do we need to recap? We just saw it less than 12 hours ago.
No, we're going to recap anyway. People might not have watched that episode. You don't know. Let's go ahead and fire up the chart. Bam. Boom. Let's present to all. Okay. So as you can see, still in the lead right now in the center column there is the Team Extreme at 36-24. Followed closely in the right-hand column by the Certified Balor Club at 29-56. And trailing at 22-56 in last place is Team Apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! And if we head on over to the leaderboards here, Kevin Owens, the U.S. champion, and the new face of America, still in the lead at 365, followed closely by the new WWE champion, Jinder Mahal, at 311.
The Maharaja.
TJ Perkins coming in at 253, followed by AA Austin Aries at 236. Alexa Bliss, Rowan's champion, coming in at 233, followed by Finn Balor at 225 and Seth Rollins at 213. Jeff Hardy, one half of the Raw Tag Champs, clocking in at 212, followed by the former WWE Champ Randy Orton at 211, and Bray Wyatt rounding out the top 10 at 203. All right.
Weird leaderboard.
I know.
Yes.
Let's throw these guys in alphabetical order here. Boom. Before we continue, by the way, we need to award Elias Sampson to somebody here.
We do.
Now, I know, Jeff, you had suggested awarding it to John because of his lack of points. But, John, I think you made clear before the recording that you felt that one of us should have him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm already up one person, so I think it's fine to give it to one of you two. And as I joked with Jim, if I take him, he'll do nothing. But if I give him away, he'll win all the titles in one night. So might as well give him away.
You all right? So, Jeff, what do you think?
I don't know. I still think John should get him, but I'm fine with whoever gets him. I don't really care.
Well, to argue if it's going to be not John, it should be me, purely because of how far in the lead you are.
And I would agree with that, but like I said, my vote would still go to John. If I were to ask to vote who to give it to, it would be John all the way.
I just don't think he'll earn anywhere close to enough points that it would matter.
I don't know. Well, he's been consistent, even if he hasn't been getting a lot of points. He's been like there every week, and now they're actually starting to use him to wrestle, so his point gain is steadily going to increase.
But not by a lot, I don't think.
No, but it might be enough to help you catch up to Jim. Although the question is, do you want to catch up to Jim? Because wouldn't last place be better than second place?
I don't know. I'll let you know at the end of the season.
Is that why you're trying to pawn him off? Because you don't want to get second place?
No, second place has a benefit now, remember? They get to keep one person.
Yeah, remember we had a second place benefit.
Right. That's right. So, like I said, I don't care either way. My vote stands as John, just because of how far behind he is. And in all honesty, I think Elias Hampton would make more of a difference on John's team in a fight against Jim than it would on Jim's team in a fight against me.
You think so?
I mean, I could be wrong. He's WWE where anything can happen. But as it stands right now, just looking at his point gain, even though it's steady points, I don't think would be enough to make a difference between you and I. But between you and John, I think it might, just because John does have enough people on there that could theoretically gain a lot of points. Like Roman Reigns, now that he's actually back and actually there consistently, I think his point gain is going to steadily increase because they're not going to have him do nothing now that he's back on TV.
No, you didn't watch this week's shows, did you?
I watched Raw.
So you saw him get DQ'd, get a DQ victory, and then a loss.
Okay, I didn't say he was going to gain a whole lot of points, but at least he's doing stuff as opposed to not being on TV. It's better than him earning no points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I point out to you that John is 900 points to me, whereas I'm only about 600 points, a little over 600 points behind you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because if you think about it, Reigns is going to be going into a big feud. He's going to feud with one of those people, and he's probably going to win said feud. So yeah, I'd be surprised if he lost the feud.
Yeah, so that's a miscalculation. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So John's about 700 points behind me, and I'm only about 600 points behind you. So I'm less points behind you than he is behind me. So the easier gap to close will be between you and me than between him and me.
Maybe. Well, it comes down to you, Jim, because John's vote is for you. My vote is for John. So, and that's kind of ironic because making you the tiebreaker almost isn't fair, considering one of the choices is you.
Hence why I wish you two would just freaking come to an agreement.
I say give it to Jim.
Scroll over to my roster really quick, Jim. Let's see. Okay, yeah, she is still on my roster. Because she has, right, because I had her when she was actually still wrestling. All right. If you really think so, if you really think it'll make a difference, we'll give it to Jim. Elias Sampson.
Mm-hmm.
So that means, oh, by the way.
Yep.
Don't we have to reactivate Rusev?
Why? He didn't show up.
He didn't actually show up? Okay. I didn't watch like all the SmackDown, so.
No, Rusev did not show up. I thought I had that. I should have put that in the news. No, Rusev didn't show up. Nobody's entirely sure why, but rumor is because of the last minute change to put the title on Jinder, they needed time to do his victory celebration.
Mm.
Ah.
So as a result, they didn't have time for the Rusev segment. He got cut.
There's a rumor he might enter the Money in the
Rusev
Bank.
Machka.
Mm-hmm. No,
There's a
Rusev's demanding a title match at Money in the Bank.
Oh, is he?
So I don't know if he'll show up like maybe interfere in the title match and allow Jinder to keep the belt off Orton or something.
All
Or if
right.
they'll just give him a match against Kevin Owens.
All right. Well, if John really wants to give you Elias Sampson, then give you Elias Sampson.
I will take Elias Sampson. All right, where's my tab?
Which is fine
button?
because that leaves me as one short, and that means if Rusev comes back, I get whoever comes back first, either Rusev or Lana, and that means I can pick.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. So
I don't know who I want because I don't know if Lana's actually any good in the ring. Between the two, my instinct would almost be Rusev, but Rusev's kind of been in the doghouse, so yeah.
Okay. Let me put this back in alphabetical order again, and let me hit a data refresh. That should
I'm also
clear that.
surprised Ty
Yes,
Dillinger's
okay.
not in the Money in the Bank, considering he teased it.
Well, Ty Dillinger is not that good.
He's a perfect 10. What do you mean he's not that good?
10.
He's a perfect 10, but he's done nothing sensational except repeatedly beat Aiden English. Not exactly the hardest thing to do. Anyway, so now that that's done, let us proceed to the Monday Night Raw.
Indeed.
Monday Night Raw is coming to you this week from the Van Andel Arena in Grand Rapids, Michigan. We open up with the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt.
Run.
Huh?
Grand Rapids. I'm here.
Yes. By the way, John, Jeff and I were having a
Yes.
conversation the other night, now that he heel turned again. How insanely fucking scary would it be now that they're heel if Bray Wyatt teamed up with Goldust?
Yeah. That'd be
Yeah, they're both in the smoky room, cutting the promo and shit. That'd be creepy as hell.
Anyone but you, Roman. Anyone but you. Run.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right. So Bray Wyatt comes out and talks about he goes, "See, I'm the only one on the WWE roster who can slay the beast." Roman interrupts. And Wyatt says that he's the only one who can beat Lesnar, but Roman says that's not going to happen because he's going to be the one getting the Universal title shot. Kurt Angle then interrupts and says he's impatient, so he wants to see Roman versus Bray right now. Orders a referee down and starts the match. Oh, it's true. It's damn true. So, promo to Bray and Roman.
Mr. No Neck.
Yeah.
Angle doesn't have a neck anymore. Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Better no neck than a broken freaking neck.
True. Yeah, to repair the neck, they got rid of it. That's how they repaired it.
All right, so 203, let's see here. So Bray gets an extra 5, so that's 208. And Roman.
5 live.
No. Just
Yes.
no.
Yes,
Just
yes.
no. Just no. Just no. All right. So over to the match. Reigns starts off strong, but Wyatt comes back with a side suplex, whips Reigns into the corner. Reigns flies out with a clothesline. Takes a series of clotheslines on Wyatt in the corner, but Wyatt spears him to the mat. Both of them are down with Samoa Joe's music hits, and he comes out to the ring. He looks between them both for a moment, and then locks Roman in the coquina clutch. He then locks the hold on Wyatt after that, and then Seth hits the ring and chases him off. Reigns then gets up and Superman punches Wyatt in the face, and then Rollins and Reigns stare each other down and then stare down Joe and Wyatt at ringside. So, let's see here.
So, the match first.
Yeah, so Bray Wyatt loses the match by disqualification. So Bray gets 5 points, and one first move is 6 points to Bray.
Okay.
Which is 214. And then Roman technically won the match by DQ, which means he doesn't get any points for an unintentional DQ victory. But he will get his standard 5 points for competing in the match. And Roman had 2 moves, so that's 7 points to Roman.
Anyone but you, Roman.
Pretty much. No offense, John.
It's okay.
And then we're going to have an interference and 2 finishers for Samoa Joe.
Woo.
So Samoa Joe's going to have, let's see, that's 6 for the interference and 2 is 8 points to Joe. 124. And then Seth Rollins showed up. And I think he's just getting appearance. I don't think he actually did anything except chase a dude away. Yeah, he just chased Joe off. He didn't really do anything, so nothing there.
Oh,
So.
also, both Joe and Roman should get post-match assault.
I think Rollins is going to get 3 appearance points.
Yeah.
And no, because Joe's assault started during the match.
Yeah, but he locked in the Coquina Clutch on Bray Wyatt after the match was over. Or not Bray Wyatt, on Roman Reigns. I think he went after Roman, right? He locked on both.
Yeah, but he did Roman during the match.
Yeah, he did Roman during the match, and he did it on Bray after the match, after it was DQ. So that would constitute an out of match assault on Bray Wyatt. And then Roman hit the Superman punch on Joe after the match. That would constitute an out of match assault on Joe. And as you pointed out, Rollins did nothing except chase Joe off. I mean, maybe he hit Bray Wyatt. He hit someone. I think it was Bray Wyatt who was about to attack Rollins from behind, and he punched him. But yeah, I don't think Rollins actually fought. He just kind of ran out there, and Joe ran away.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Rollins fought somebody.
Yeah. Not really. All right.
Fair enough.
So we throw a commercial, and we come back to Reigns telling Rollins backstage that he doesn't need his help. And Rollins replies that he wasn't there to help Roman. He was there to take out Joe. Kurt Angle comes in and decides to book them in a tag match against Bray and Joe later tonight.
You know what this needs? A tag team match player.
The Drifter then walks by, and Angle puts him in a match tonight against Dean Ambrose. So, promo to Reigns and Rollins.
A mini promo to the Drifter.
Yep.
Doing his drifting thing.
Mm-hmm. Where's Seth Rollins? Down here.
Thing.
Seth freaking Rollins.
You gonna write that or not?
We have to write it.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, where's the Drifter? He's up here.
He's around here somewhere.
Yep. Okay. That's a mini for him, so that's gonna put him at 20. 20. All right. So we then go to the ring for a cruiserweight match playa
All right.
of Akira Tozawa versus Arya Daivari. Tozawa starts off strong, some strikes and a senton. Daivari comes back with some moves of his own. Kendrick is shown backstage and answering questions from the announcers. The two trade boots in the ring trade boots and knees. Tozawa drops him with a hurricanrana, German suplex, senton from the top rope for the win. So, I'll give mini promo to Kendrick for that mid-match thing.
Yay.
And then we're going to go to Arya Daivari, lost the match, so he'll get 5 points for showing up, and he had no move, so he'll just get 5 points. And then Akira Tozawa won a match, that's 20 points. 5 for competing is 25, and 3 moves is 28 points to Akira Tozawa. His 92, 102, and 8 is 210. All right.
You know what I just realized?
What?
You spelled Daivari wrong.
I did.
It's Daivari. It's Daivari.
Are you sure about that?
Fairly certain.
That does sound right. At least I think that's how his brother spelled it.
Oh, yeah, it is D-A-I-V-A-R-E. Okay, fair enough. My bad. We'll amend that. There we go. Okay. Anyway. So, following this match, Sasha Banks does an interview saying she's going to win her match tonight over against Alicia Fox and finally get away from her. Alicia and Noam Dar walk in and they have an exchange with Sasha, who gets in their faces and they back off.
Fox.
From one of those three people.
Fucking Noam Dar.
So Sasha Banks gets 5 for that, puts her at 121.
So isn't that what Alicia Fox is doing?
Ah.
Alicia
Not if she
Fox-
has any taste.
Yeah.
She doesn't.
I don't know. She was with Cedric first. That showed some taste.
Yeah, but she's been between three guys so far and two of us. She's with whoever's winning. It's not taste. It's gold digging.
If she was with whoever's winning, she'd be fucking Charlie Sheen because he's already won.
No, even Alicia's not that desperate. Let's see. So Noam's going to get 5 points. That's 103. All right. So we get to the ring for the debut of the Drifter, Elias Sampson.
Dong.
Hmm?
His guitar.
Oh. Don't say it that way because it sounds like the Undertaker's gong.
Yeah, I thought I was too.
Elias Sampson.
So he plays a song with his guitar before the match. The Miz comes out for commentary.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll give Miz commentary points. Actually, let me hold off on that.
You may hold off on that.
So Sampson controls the opening of the match. Hangs Ambrose over the end of the ring. Hits a running knee. Continues to control the pace. Ambrose fires back with some elbows. Swinging neck breaker. Lunatic. What do they call that? Air lunatic. There we go. But gets caught midair with a knee to the face. Then a boot to the head, but it comes back with a lariat. But then the Miz hits the
really, really, really sloppy forced lariat. My God, could you be any more fucking like? I'm gonna do it just because I'm gonna do it. It's like, no, if you're too far away from the fucking ropes, don't do it.
Let's be honest, that move has always been forced.
Yeah, but at least most of the time, it's like, okay, it's kind of feasible because he's close enough. It'd be feasible. He'd just bounce off the ropes and do it. But this one, he literally took like 3 steps back to get to the ropes, bounced off it, and then did it. It's like, you're clearly not injured, and you're clearly nowhere near the ropes. As not believable as that move is, that's the least believable I've seen him use that move.
Anyway, at this point, the Miz hit the ring and hit Elias Sampson to get Dean disqualified.
DQs all around tonight. You get a DQ. You get a DQ. You get a DQ. Everybody gets a DQ.
It was Dairy Queen Day.
Ambrose chased the Miz right after the match, but Elias made the save and dropped Ambrose with a swinging reverse neck breaker. So, Ambrose lost via DQ. So Ambrose gets 5 for competing and 1 for a move and 6 points to Dean Ambrose. Next, that's going to be 2, and then 4 is 174. Elias Sampson won his match, but by an unintentional DQ, so he doesn't get any extra points for that. So he will get himself the 5 points for competing. And he had 6 moves, so it's 11 points to Sampson. All right. That reminds me, we can delete him from down here, by the way. And then we can have, let's see. The Miz can get some commentary and interference points. That's 11 points for The Miz. It's him at 160. Well, 63. There we go. And there we go.
Dumb Miz.
Miz.
Was his wife out there?
No indication that Maurice was there.
Fair enough.
So we're going to assume no. So we get to the backstage area where Enzo Amore has been laid out in the hallway. Officials are checking on him, but he's not getting up. Another official leads Big Cass down the hallway, and Big Cass is livid. He starts demanding to know who did this and what the hell happened. And the medics are trying to get some more help, but they say, we don't know what happened. And they try to help Enzo away as Cass freaks out, trying to push officials aside to check on him. Angle shows up and pulls Cass back and tells him to calm down. He says, don't worry, I promise you, we're going to get to the bottom of this and find out who did this. And Cass assures Angle that Angle better hope that he finds who did it before Cass does. Promo to Big Cass.
Well, no one found out who did it because WWE promptly forgot about this entire angle for the rest of the night.
They're probably going to pick it up next week. It's a multi-week angle. Who assaulted Enzo?
Cass.
It's like who slammed Shawn Michaels' face through the car window.
Yeah, but they should have at least shown at least one more bit later on in the night of an investigation because this was early on in the night. It's like you can't just do it early in the night and then just not do anything else the rest of the night. If they had showed it in fucking insect. If they had showed it in mid-show and then forgot about it the rest of the night, that's fair enough. But you can't do it in the first hour and then not show something in the third hour. It doesn't work that way. That's bad storytelling.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think, John? You think I'm way off
It
base?
seems odd to do it like that, yeah. I don't think they forgot about it, but it does seem odd because usually if they do it earlier, they're going to do something about it later.
Yeah.
Usually. They got cut for time.
There you go.
So Cass will get promo for that. Should I throw Minnie to Enzo for laying on the floor?
That's not appearance points.
No, he just gets appearance points. He was there.
Same amount of points. It's 90. All right. So we cut out to the ring, and Finn Balor comes out and says it sounds like the Balor Club is there, and we have our hands full with a 5-way match at Extreme Rules. But Finn Balor is quickly interrupted by Paul Heyman, who introduces himself and says he's here to scout the potential victims for his client, Brock Lesnar.
I have to say, I love his introduction, how he interrupts Balor because Balor's just talking, and you just hear this faint voice go, "Ladies and gentlemen," and you're like, "Wait, what?" And he goes, "Ladies and gentlemen," and then he walks out. You're like, "Oh shit, it's Paul Heyman." It was a great reveal and intro for Paul Heyman. I'm like, yes, that's how Paul Heyman needs to interrupt people. Just faint "ladies and gentlemen" and people going, "What the fuck?"
So Heyman steps in the ring and says he doesn't see Finn Balor as an... Well, first he says that there are... Runs down the 5 competitors in the number 1 contenders match. It says Lesnar will make them all victims. He says he doesn't see Balor as an underdog. He calls him the most talented in-ring performer in WWE today and that he's most intrigued by the possibility of Brock Lesnar versus Finn Balor for the WWE Championship. For the Universal Championship, rather. He shakes Balor's hand and wishes him good luck at the match at Extreme Rules. And Balor says he is going to win, and he's going to go on and beat Lesnar for the Universal title. So, promo to Finn and Paulus. Paulus.
Indeed, and I have to say, Finn versus Brock confirmed.
Disagreed, according to the dirt sheets.
Oh, you don't go by the dirt sheets. I go by what I saw on TV, and the fact of the matter is, if you think about it logically, it makes sense. Because, and I'd like to get John's thoughts on this afterwards, where he thinks it's going. But the way I see it,
Get us thoughts now. It's why we have a fucking show.
I don't know. Go ahead.
no, I mean after what I say, what he thinks about what I say. But because the way I look at it, you have Roman, who's basically going to be feuding with Bray Wyatt. They're resurrecting the anyone but you Roman feud, which is fine. You have Seth feuding with Samoa Joe. That just leaves Finn Balor with nothing to do. Add in the fact that you have him currently in a mini feud with the Club, which people are theorizing is going to end with either a double turn at Great Balls of Fire, where Finn Balor turns heel and Brock turns kind of face, and the Club comes out to help him to form the Balor Club, and he wins the title.
Dude.
Or the Club is just...
Dude.
What?
It's not Great Balls of Fire. That's not till July.
Well, that's when he'd be facing Brock Lesnar. It's Great Balls of Fire.
Fair enough. That's true.
And also add into the fact that Paul Heyman singled him out. Paul Heyman came out, interrupted him, and talked to him. It's like, that's kind of interesting that he talks to the one person who's not currently embroiled in a feud saying, I'd love to see you face Brock Lesnar. It's like, really? Okay, if that doesn't pretty much confirm, yeah, that's kind of the direction they want to go, then I don't know what is.
Yeah, but in all fairness, of course he's going to come out and confront Finn Balor. He was the only one not out. He was the only one out there conveniently in the ring by himself to be interrupted.
This is true, but I just find it weird that that's kind of where the storylines are going. And the other four people are in feuds with each other, so he's the only one not in a feud. It makes sense. But I don't know, what do you think, John? Coincidence, or do you think that is the direction they're headed?
With them, who knows?
Yeah.
That could make sense, but at the same time, they might just be like, God, look, we swerved you. He's actually going to fight Dean Ambrose. And you're like, what the fuck? And they're like, haha, got you.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar's true opponent, Elias Sampson.
Yes.
Brock Lesnar's true opponent, Raw's newest acquisition, Ellsworth.
No, that would never happen because that would benefit John.
So with Dean Ambrose, what's your point?
Yeah, but they wouldn't let him win. Samson will do it, and then he won't show up, so Brock Lesnar will get pissed off and try to find him, and then he'll get like incapacitated in some way, and then Elias Sampson will drag him to the ring and pin him.
Brock Lesnar's assaulted by the same person who assaulted Enzo Amore.
Big Cass? Yeah, sure.
And then after he beats him, Elias gets traded to SmackDown and wins a match to claim the Money in the Bank briefcase, and then wins that title.
Yes. It's like, I demand a rematch. Oh, I give you one, but we can't find him. But we got this hot new talent, Elisa Sampson. She's going to do great things.
There you go.
Comes out and wins that belt, too.
Anyway, continue.
There you go. But seriously, for the love of fucking God, imagine just randomly if he did get traded. Imagine if you told people at some point that the main event of a pay-per-view was going to be Elias Sampson versus Jinder Mahal for the WWE Championship. Nobody would ever believe you. Anyway, so following this, Finn Balor's opponent comes out, and Finn Balor has a one-on-one match against Carl Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
Luke Gallows is at ringside for the match. And they have a back and forth, but as one might expect, Finn Balor claims victory after his 5 moves of doom. Well, 3 moves of doom, but fair enough. So, fair enough.
So my only hope is that Luke Gallows can beat his ass next week.
Well, we'll find out.
I'm assuming they have a match next week. It's the logical progression.
That would make sense. All right, so Carl Anderson, well, Luke Gallows gets accompaniment points, first of all. Did he try to interfere in this? Yeah, Balor has kicked him from the apron a few times, sure. All right, okay. Luke Gallows. So Luke Gallows gets 5 for accompaniment and 6 for interference. It's 11 points to Luke Gallows. Ooh. 104. All right, and then Carl Anderson competed in the match. Damn it.
Did we just lose Jim?
I don't know.
I heard him say "damn it," and then he just kind of disappeared, and then his mouth stopped moving. So,
I'm here. Sorry.
Damn it, dude! Silence thy phone, heathen.
That wasn't the phone.
Oh.
That's the only thing my breath so I wasn't hiccuping on the air.
Mm.
Anyway, Carl Anderson wins his match, and he's going to get 5 points for. Carl Anderson did not win his match. He'll get 5 points for being in a match. And he will also receive 1 move point, so 6 points to Carl Anderson. I'm going to put him at 96. No, wait, 91. No, that's 97. I want a 1. There we go. Jeez. Finn Balor won his match. He's going to get 20 points for winning that match. He's also going to get 5 points for competing in it. That's 25. And he has 10 move points. It's 35 points to Finn Balor. Where the hell is he? There we go. So what the hell did I just say? 25. Yeah, 35. Okay, so puts him at 265. Okay. All right. So following this, Kalisto and Apollo Crews are seen speaking backstage. When Titus interrupts, he attempts to recruit Kalisto to the Titus brand, but then suggests Crews fight Kalisto tonight. And Crews seems to agree and then walks off.
I suggest that because Kalisto's like, listen, Terry, listen, Apollo, I don't need the Titus brand, all right? I don't want to be in the Titus brand. And Titus like, all right, Apollo beat his ass.
Okay.
Yep, and Kalisto's like, all right, you're on.
So pro points to all those guys.
Also, wow, Terry Crews, he'd be amazing.
He would. He's going to be Doomfist in Overwatch.
Yay.
If he has his way, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Apollo, so we need Titus brand. Okay. So, we go out to the ring for a women's match. Sasha Banks versus Alicia Fox. Sasha controls things early, but Noam Dar distracts her from the ringside area, and Alicia takes control of the match, slamming Sasha's face into the turnbuckle. But Sasha comes back, hangs Alicia up over the middle rope, and then hits her with the double knee drop from the top rope for the win. But Dar gets in Sasha's face after the match, and Sasha slaps him, but then turns around into a scissor kick. So Dar's going to get accompaniment interference. So that'd be 11 points to him. So that's going to put him at 114. Then Alicia lost the match, so Alicia's going to get 5 for competing in it, and 1 for that post-match scissor kick. Is 6 points.
Also, I love that WWE modified her scissor kick when they realized she couldn't do the proper one without killing someone. I don't know if you remember, but the Booker T special, he kicks him across the back of the neck, not across the shoulders.
Mm.
But Alicia Fox kicks him across like the shoulders and the small of the back because she can't kick him across the neck without paralyzing them and fucking drawsing their ass.
It's a good reason to modify it.
Yeah, I didn't know when they modified it. I just noticed that after that match, I was like, oh, her scissor kick is different. When did that happen?
Sure she didn't just botch it?
Fairly certain.
So Sasha wins. Sasha gets 20. 5 for competing is 25, and 1 for the move is 26 points to Sasha.
Woohoo.
Yay. What the hell? Imagine if she told Sasha this time last year that in the year she's going to be feuding with Alicia Fox. All right. So, next we cut to the back to a Shattered Dreams production, where Goldust talks about gold never wears and it never rusts. He's back in the director's chair, and he controls when R-Truth's film will end. The Golden Age is back. Goldust. Promo to Goldust.
I always thought Goldust was better as a heel.
I can agree with that.
Although I'm kind of disappointed that the feud they decided to go with is versus R-Truth. It's like, really?
R-Truth is cool.
I mean, I got them both, so that feud is entirely me, but still, really.
Hey, that's what's up.
I'll show you what's up.
Mm-hmm. And of course Goldust is better as a heel. When he's a face, they do stupid shit like electrocute him to Tourette's.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Next, we cut to an interview with Alexa Bliss, the women's champion, who says Bayley won't be able to get to Extreme Rules. She says she's going to beat Mickie James tonight, like she's going to do to Bayley at the pay-per-view.
And she goes out and does that.
Pretty much. Promo to Alexa. And then we go to the ring for Kalisto versus Apollo Crews. Cruz keeps Kalisto grounded early on and hits a suplex, but Titus starts yelling instructions from ringside, which distracts Apollo Crews and allows Kalisto to roll him up. Titus then gets in Apollo's face after the match, and Apollo looks very confused. So Apollo gets 5 points for being there. And yeah, I'm giving Apollo 1 point because I'm assuming that suplex was one of his move suplexes. So extra point there. So that's going to be 6 to Apollo Crews. Titus with an interference, technically.
And he an accompaniment.
Yep. So 11 points to Titus. And then Kalisto won the match, so Kalisto's going to get 20 points, 5 for competing, and no move, so just 25 points to Kalisto. That's 81. All right. Following this, our next match is a one-on-one match between Matt Hardy and Sheamus. And they go back and forth. Jeff gets a Brother Nero chant from the crowd. Sheamus takes control of Matt and pretty much beats his ass for the majority of the match, reversing several twists of fate. But he gets near the end, and Matt ducks a brogue kick, rolls outside. Cesaro tries to sneak up, but Jeff takes him out. And Matt manages to roll back in the ring and hit a twist of fate on Sheamus, who was distracted by Cesaro being attacked. So Matt with a win there. So Sheamus, let's say accompaniment to Jeff and Cesaro.
An interference to both.
Not really. They were just outside.
But it was a distraction that allowed Matt to win.
Well, I'm assuming it was. It doesn't actually say that.
Technically, it is interference because technically Cesaro tried to interfere and then Jeff stopped him. So technically, they both interfered.
Fair enough. 11, so we'll give them each 11 points then.
I honestly did not expect Matt to win either.
Well, he did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me, and I don't know if you guys agree with this, but to me, I would not consider it interference if it did not affect the outcome of the match. But because both of their actions affected the outcome of the match, I would consider that an interference. I don't know what you guys think.
So Sheamus gets 10 moves, 5 for competing is 15 points. Sheamus.
What do you think, John?
Usually I treat it as interference if they actually did something. If it was just like on the side, but they weren't actually involved, then I don't know. Because usually it's pretty obvious. I
And
usually
then
go with that.
Matt won 20 points, 5 for the win. Competing is 25, and 5 moves is 30 points to Matt.
Ooh.
Yay. All right. After that, Matt and Jeff choose their stipulation for the tag team title match at Extreme Rules, which was apparently on the line here.
Mm-hmm.
And they announced that they're going to fight Sheamus and Cesaro inside a steel cage.
Which I don't understand Sheamus and Cesaro's reaction to that, because doesn't that favor them?
You would think.
Because it's not like Matt Hardy jumps off the steel cage anymore. After he did that the one time and compacted his spine, he like quit. He's like, yeah, done with that shit. Jeff, on the other hand, will still do it, but he doesn't compact his spine because he lands on his back, not on his ass. Yeah, I don't know. I expected him to be like TLC match or something like that, but or just a straight up Extreme Rules match. But no, they're like steel cage. I'm like, really? Really? What do you think, John?
Should they fight him in a steel cage? Probably not. No. Although if they were like ladder match, you'd be like, well, hold up here. Steel cage feels like, yeah, slightly more Hardys, but not as clear as good old ladder match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they won the belt in a ladder match just a couple months ago. It would seem redundant.
Yeah.
Hell in a Cell.
No, it only happens at the pay-per-view called that.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Or at WrestleMania or SummerSlam. They're allowed to break the rules.
Yeah, because their theme is huge. They have the Donald Trump theme for those pay-per-views.
Yep.
I don't know. It's just Sheamus and Cesaro were like, oh no, what have we done? No, why does it have to be a steel cage? I'm sitting here thinking, you do realize how tall Sheamus is. You do realize he's nothing but muscle. Why would you be scared of the steel cage? You could just throw the Hardys like fucking dolls into the steel cage. What the hell? Cesaro, you could fucking giant swing them into the steel cage. What the hell are you guys so afraid of?
Mm.
And you're both highly athletic. It's not like you're the fucking Big Show. You can climb the cage pretty damn fast.
The Big Show doesn't need to climb the cage. He'll just slam himself into a wall and it'll just collapse.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, I know. I just thought that was weird. I was like, we're going to fight you in a steel cage. And they're like, oh, no. It's just like, okay.
Yep.
Response not warranted?
Anyway. So next up, we have a cruiserweight match. Austin Aries versus Tony Nese.
Austin Aries.
Neville comes out. Neville to watch this match at ringside.
The commentary points to Neville. Neville.
I said ringside, not commentary. I said.
Oh.
Remember, Raw doesn't have a desk near the ring anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Austin Aries pulls out a win in this match via the last Chancery submission hold. Neville is not pleased. That beats the shit out of Tony Nese after the match for losing.
Morbo is not pleased.
the fuck?
Somebody's never watched Futurama.
Now I want Morbo to wrestle.
No, I love Futurama. I love Futurama. I'm just trying to understand how that connects here and why the fuck a Morbo impression makes sense here.
Because you said Neville was not pleased, so I said Morbo is not pleased.
Morbo doesn't say that.
No, but his voice actor does.
Nah. Well, if Jimmy says he's not pleased if people ask him to do that in voice because it hurts the hell out of his throat, then yes. So anyway, so Austin Aries won, and then Neville put Tony Nese in the Rings of Saturn. So
They really should have renamed the move when they gave it to him. Because the only reason it was called that move is because it was given to Perry Saturn.
yeah, but it actually works because if you remember, Neville's pre-heel gimmick was Man That Gravity Forgot, and his Titantron was, and I think still is, a thing coming from space and hitting the ground, so Saturn, space, it kind of works.
Yeah.
He fought off evil space aliens.
He did.
Okay, then.
He fought off a cosmic entity known as Stardust and his minions.
That's true.
So, we're going to go ahead and give Tony Nese 5 points for competing in the match, and 3 points for an evasion of the last chancery once earlier in the match. So 8 points to Tony Nese, the premier athlete.
But not so premier athlete.
Yeah, well. 9. And then Austin Aries is going to get 20 for competing. 5 for winning is 25. And Austin Aries had 2 moves, so that's 27 points to Austin Aries.
Austin Aries.
That's 36, 46, 56. And 7 is 263. And then Neville will get
Neville.
we got assault points for 4, and 1 for the Rings of Saturn is 5 points to Neville. Neville. Okay.
So what's over and under on him losing or winning?
I don't know. No.
I think they missed their chance to have Austin Aries win mean anything.
Mm.
I think they waited too long, personally. Because it's starting to die off now. I mean, people still like Aries, but he's not red hot like he was before, where everyone was cheering for him and he was blowing lids off roofs. And people are like, yay, Austin Aries. Whoa, he's lost twice.
Yes, but that doesn't mean anything.
I'm just saying, I think it would have meant something more if he'd have won earlier.
Maybe they're trying to build it up, making he's going to be the overcoming, conquering hero.
Yes, but if they were going to do that, they shouldn't have had him come out and just fucking kill everybody on his path to losing. That makes no sense. That's like taking Jinder Mahal, having him win every fucking thing he's got, and then having him lose to Randy Orton, which was their original plan, but they didn't do that.
Yeah, but realize that's what makes it even more compelling, because Austin Aries beat all these people but couldn't beat Neville. Neville was the one roadblock he couldn't get past, and we're following him on his journey to overcome that one roadblock.
Yeah, and boring everyone in the process because they're taking too long.
Eh.
See, that's a storyline they should have used for like Sami Zayn, but they borked that one too by not having Sami do anything. Sami's the perfect person to have that do that with. They did it with Bayley, and it kind of worked, though they still kind of fucked her over. But that's kind of the story they're going with Bayley, and it worked with her because you buy her as the underdog. Just like Sami, you buy him as the underdog. I'm sorry, I don't buy Austin Aries as the fucking underdog. He's fucking Austin Aries. I'm sorry, when I look at him and I look at Neville, Neville's the one that looks like the underdog, not Austin Aries. You don't think the biggest guy in the division be like, he's the underdog. No, it doesn't work that way. That's like taking Brock Lesnar and saying he's the underdog.
Counterpoint.
Go for it.
John Cena spent his entire career being bigger than everybody else in the ring and then still being the underdog.
And no one bought it. That's why they hated him. No one fucking bought it. After the first run of the first time they did it, they bought it because he was an up and coming superstar. He wasn't completely fucking jacked on steroids like he was for the majority of his career. They bought it when he was the prototype, when he was Dr. Thugonomics, I'm John Cena with ruthless aggression. They bought it. As soon as he became John Cena, no one bought it anymore. And that's why they hated him. Because you looked at him, you're like, he is not the underdog. There's no fucking way he's the underdog. Because by that point, he was pretty much the biggest man on the roster, aside from, like, say, Big Show, like people who were, those particular people. But people in his weight class, he was literally the biggest, strongest man on that fucking roster. You cannot tell me that he is the underdog. There's no fucking way. A man who can lift up the Big Show, lift him above his head, and fucking F-U him, he is not the underdog. I'm sorry. Not happening. And that's why people gravitated towards someone like Daniel Bryan, because you looked at him, he had the talent. You knew he was probably a better wrestler than 90% of the roster, but with his physical build, you'd buy him as the underdog. And that's why the underdog story worked with him. But it doesn't work with someone like a Cena. It doesn't work with Austin Aries when he is the largest, strongest man on that 205 Live roster and can move as fast and probably out-wrestle every single man on that roster. It doesn't work.
Just wait until the underdog John Cena goes back and has to challenge champion Jinder Mahal.
Don't say that. I don't want Cena to break the record beating Jinder Mahal. That just, that leaves a sour taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
It's bad enough he's going to break the record. I'm like, I don't think he should break the record. But if he's going to do it, make it a worthy opponent. Don't make it Jinder fucking Mahal. Come on. No offense, Jinder, but no, you don't deserve that distinction. The man that Cena beat to break the record, no, fuck you. It's bad enough you're the champion.
Fair enough.
And John has been silent. What is John's thoughts on this entire underdog issue?
I don't know.
He takes the Reaper approach. Fair enough.
Sure, it doesn't matter.
He takes the what approach?
The Reaper approach.
Okay.
Reaper has a victory pose. That's a shrug.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it released with the anniversary. It's one of his new victory poses.
Fair enough.
Yep.
So Alexa Bliss fought Mickie James.
Yeah, this match surprised the hell out of me. I mean, I knew pretty much Alexa was going to win. I didn't think she was just going to walk out there and outright win. I was like, wait, what? Like, no help, no cheating. She just walked out there, DDT'd Mickie, and left. I'm like, the fuck? It's like, wait. So, actual match, she just DDTs her, pins her, and leaves. I'm like, no, what? Wait, what? Are you Alexa Bliss? Like, literally, I think that's the first match she's ever wrestled where she's just legitimately won the match. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, who are you and what you do with Alexa Bliss? Maybe they're actually trying to make her legitimate, in which case, bravo. You have made her legitimate by having her walk up there and outright beat Mickie James. And it wasn't a terrible match.
No, it was very short, though.
It was short, but it wasn't bad. It was just short.
Yep. So following the match, Alexa grabbed a kendo stick in front of the ring and beat Mickie James with it.
Like a government mule.
Bayley came to her rescue and chased Alexa off.
With welts on her back.
Yep.
Which, if you want to see welts on Bayley's back, go check out the Twitters now, and because she tweeted that after her Raw last week when she got whacked across the back by Alexa Bliss. And then you can see also Tommy Dreamer's response to that, which I think John would get a kick out of, where he tweeted back to replied to Bailey's tweet saying, like, that getting hit by a kendo stick is no joke. I should know. And he put up a picture, a side by side of Bailey with her back with the welt, and a picture of Tommy and his back with welts from ECW. And they're pretty similar. He's like, yeah, I should know. Tommy Dreamer. I miss Tommy Dreamer. I hope he's enjoying retirement.
Yep.
What do you count as retirement?
Oh, is he doing indie stuff?
Oh yeah, he wrestles like, I swear, every fucking week.
Oh, so he's taking the Hardy approach. If he can still do it, why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually runs his own indie promotion.
Yeah, but he also wrestles for other ones too.
He does.
If you run a promotion, doesn't mean you have to wrestle. Vince McMahon.
But
It's Tommy Dreamer. It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why he runs the indie promos. A friend of mine that I work with actually runs security for a lot of those events. He knows Tommy Dreamer.
Nice.
So he does security for a lot of those events, which in the Northeast Wrestling and Dreamer's organization and a few others that do shows in the area.
Nice. Dreamer's awesome. But yeah, so check that out on the Twitters now.
Dreamer got really pissed off because he was on his way to try to find a show here, and he missed the fucking throughway turn off, and he had to drive like all the way to the next city and come back. He was really pissed off.
Wait, isn't he from New York?
He's from the city. He's not from upstate.
Oh,
it's different up here.
Fair enough. So he got New York pissed off then.
From what I heard.
Fair enough.
Not as pissed off as he's talked about some people getting at those events.
Fair enough.
Like, apparently, who the hell was it at the one event that got really pissed off? I think it was like fucking Jillian Hall or something. Was at this event and got like really pissed off when like it is event and like nobody like a lot of people, like the event was a bust and like nobody showed up, and then like Jillian Hall was like still demanding like whatever was some like ridiculous payout, and they were like, no, the payout's based on attendance. Nobody fucking came. You're not getting paid. You're getting paid based on the contract we gave you, which is if people show up, you get paid this based on the people.
Right.
And she's there's some kind of fucking fit or something.
Wow.
Anyway.
Jillian Hall. Wow, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Yeah, she's around.
Anyway, back to where the big boys play.
Yeah. Yep. Also, by the way, on a complete unrelated note, also from my friend, if you ever get a chance, go see Abdullah the Butcher do stand-up comedy, because it's apparently hilarious.
What?
Abdullah the Butcher does stand-up comedy now.
Oh, boy.
It's apparently hilarious.
That's like Undertaker doing comedy. I just don't see that working.
I don't know. Apparently, I think it was Abdullah, if I recall correctly.
Fair enough.
Pretty sure it was Abdullah. I could be wrong.
Back to Raw, because we have a lot to get through.
We do a lot to get through. So, Mickie James did not win this match.
No.
Did I give her points already? I think I gave her points already. So, Alexa Bliss, then. Excuse me. Alexa Bliss gets... Wait, let me go back. Hang on, what did I do here? Yeah, so I didn't... That was Neville. Okay. Go forward. I didn't actually do Mickey's points yet. Okay. So in that case, Mickey's going to get 5 for showing up and being in the match. So 37. Alexa gets 20 and 5 and 1 for the finishers. 26 for Alexa.
Out of match assault with a weapon.
Yeah, hang on. One thing at a time.
No, but she got assaulted, didn't she? No, she didn't do that match assault. That's right. She hit Mickie James.
Alexa did the assaulting. So 25, 1 is 26. And assault is another 4 is 30, and the weapon is 33. 68, I think that's 271.
Bailey. It's Bailey.
Yeah, Bailey gets points for showing up.
Didn't she assault Alexa Bliss?
Sure. So 4 for an assault then. Puts her at 81. All right then. And then we go to our main event: Samoa Joe and Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins.
So the Misfits versus the Shield.
Basically. The match ends when Reigns throws a Superman punch at Joe, but Joe sidesteps it, and Reigns Superman punches Rollins by mistake.
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
If that's what they wrote, they fucking lied and didn't actually watch Raw.
Okay.
Reigns went for a Superman punch on Joe. Joe sidestepped it. Reigns pulled up and ended up body checking Rollins' head because he pulled up to intentionally not punch Rollins, but his momentum just and his size just bowled Rollins over, and Rollins got all pissed off.
Ah.
So yeah, no, he didn't actually punch Rollins. He intentionally did not punch Rollins, actually.
Fair enough.
Because he was like, oh shit, Joe moved out the way. I shouldn't punch Rollins, but I can't stop, so I'm just going to fucking flatten him instead.
And I will remove Reigns' move point then.
Yes.
Okay then.
Sorry, John.
You're not sorry. You're not sorry at all. Anyway. So anyway, yeah. So after that, there was a Wyatt pulled Reigns out to ringside, and Joe Coquina clutched the crap out of Rollins for the victory. So the heels won the match, so we're going to go with Rollins and Reigns first. So Reigns had no moves, so Reigns is going to get 5 points for showing up, and 4 points for being in the main event is 9 points to Roman Reigns. Mine is 114.
I'm actually surprised the Faces won, to be honest.
Mm.
I mean, Faces lost, to be honest. Because we just got out of a match where Joe fucking Coquina clutched the hell out of Bray Wyatt. How does Bray Wyatt just fucking forgive that shit? He's a heel. He's a bad guy. They're not supposed to forgive that shit. Apparently, Bray Wyatt's like, nah, I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm cool with you, Coquina, clutching my ass. That's cool.
And then 226 for Seth freaking Rollins. On the victory side, Bray Wyatt is on the winning team. So he's going to get, let's see here. Let's see, Bray's going to get 15 points for being on the winning team, 5 for competing in the match is 20, 1 for his move is 21, and 4 for being in the main event is 25 points to Bray Wyatt. $35 and 4 is 239. And then Samoa Joe won this match, so Samoa Joe is going to get 20 for winning, 5 for competing is 25, 9 for being in and winning the main event is 34, and he had the Coquina clutch. It's 35 points to Joe.
Joe is gonna kill you.
Uh, 55 and 8 is 163. All right. After the match, Joe and Bray Wyatt exchange words as Kurt watches on the monitor backstage. Finn approaches Angle and asks for a match next week. So Angle says Balor will take on Joe and Wyatt in a triple threat match. So no, he will not be fighting Luke Gallows.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And Angle also books Rollins versus Reigns for next week, adding, damn, I'm a great GM. Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
He is, and it is.
So that's technically a mini for Balor.
Yes.
And thus endeth the program. 268. All right. That is Raw. Refresh data, and let's go over to the scores and see where we are.
Refresh all.
All right. So in the lead at 38.02
Jeez.
is Team Extreme, followed by Certified Balor Club at 31.54, followed at 24.37 by Team Apocalypse.
Yeah, the more I think about it, man, is John poison to WWE superstars? Because
Yes.
I just thought about it while we were scoring all this stuff and talking and stuff. I just realized you have the entirety of the 4 horsewomen, and not a single one of them is doing fucking anything. It's like, wait, what?
Yep.
How is that possible?
That may change on next week's SmackDown, but we'll get there.
Because I'm like, these are talented people. They couldn't possibly not use them. That'd be stupid. And WWE's like, oh yeah, challenge accepted.
John, you should have fought for Finn Balor, man.
I feel like we should.
I did.
He did.
Fuck you. We all did.
We all did, but I think you had the opportunity to take him back from Jim, whereas I couldn't. Because once again, he fucking chose people at the end when I couldn't take him back. I was like, fuck.
No, my last choice, I believe, was from you.
Oh. Fair enough.
Yeah, your last choice from Jeff was Sasha.
Yeah.
Which was not a bad choice. I mean, even though they're not.
I knew it wasn't the best choice, but I was just going to go for it. The only time someone will have all 4 horsewomen.
Yeah.
When they decide not to use them.
So they're kind of using Becky and Charlotte.
Yeah.
I think eventually Charlotte's going to win that title, so you'll get the
I
points
would
for
think
that.
so. I'm just surprised that they're like, fuck it. We'll do that
Well, because
in
they
like
face
6
turned her,
months.
so she needs to be like the underdog. She needs to work her way up as the face.
She's weird. She's weird as a face.
Mm-hmm.
Her face turn didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
Mm. I don't know.
That's like the weirdest team I've seen in a long time. It's like that's like the modern day PMS or something. You fucking Charlotte, Becky, and then Naomi. What?
Yep. That is a thing that happened.
That is a thing that happened.
Yeah, let's go to the SmackDown.
Let's go to the SmackDown.
Woohoo.
All right. So SmackDown coming to you this week from the Huntington Center in Toledo, Ohio. So we open up with a familiar scene that we saw at the Commentators Welcome Us, and then a scene that we saw in the pay-per-view as we cut to the backstage area as a black SUV and a limo with Indian flags on them pull into the arena. The Singh brothers exit the SUV and lay out a rug at the back door of the limo and exit Jinder Mahal with the WWE Championship. He laughs heartily and they head into the building.
And you promo to the trio of Indians.
Appearance, they didn't really say anything.
Didn't we award those as same points?
True. It's 3 either way. If we're doing a mini, yes. Jinder. Singh brothers. Where's the other Singh brother? Here he is.
Also, one of the Singh brothers with what they're wearing, and I don't know if it's just me, but he looked like the Hardy Boys circa Attitude Era.
Okay.
Actually, no, it's the Hardy Boys circa the Brood with the black mesh. You remember that look, John? Yeah, I swear one of them basically stole that shirt out of like Jeff Hardy's wardrobe or something. I was like, he looks like an Indian gigolo. What the hell? And then the other one was wearing some gaudy, like, gold and black blinged out shirt. I was like, what? Like the Indian version of like Carlito. I'm like, okay. You remember Carlito's shirt, right?
Yeah.
Imagine that, but gold and black instead of blue and green.
Hmm.
Yeah, exactly. That was my reaction too. I was like, what?
Okay then.
Jim doesn't agree. He is not amused.
Yeah.
Fuck you two.
So what you don't know is that one Singh brother has contracted advertising for the new upcoming film Deuce Bigelow, Indian Gigolo.
No, I want to see that. Wow.
Come on, Schneider's got to do something. Sandler's making shitty movies on Netflix now and not putting Schneider in them.
Hey, if they took Snyder and blackfaced him, I could see him passing for an Indian.
Yeah, they would do it. Like I think he did that in one of Sandler's movies already.
Well, not put it past him.
Because I don't know if it's Indian. I think he was an Israeli dude in the Zohan movie.
Which makes sense because that was all about Israel.
Yeah, I think he was an Israelite or somebody of
Ethnic descent.
Middle Eastern ethnicity of that general area.
Don't want to mess with us, Zohan.
One of his few good movies.
So I've heard.
It's pretty funny.
Anyway,
Anyway, we get to the arena, and here comes the money.
Money.
Here comes the money, 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 what the money? Dollar, 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 dollar.
I'm old. Dollar, dollar.
Still out wrestled the Undertaker, dollar, dollar.
He's younger than the Undertaker.
I know.
Not by much, but he's younger than the Undertaker.
Is he younger than the Undertaker?
I think so.
Let's see. All right, Shane O'Mac, 47. He's the same age as the Undertaker.
Fair enough. Yeah, but he doesn't have 2 decades of wrestling in the ring to fuck his body over.
This is true. Oh no, Taker's 52. No, I thought Taker's older than I thought. No, he's definitely younger than Taker.
Okay, fair enough.
Anyway, so he steps into the ring, above which we see hanging a Money in the Bank briefcase. It is blue because SmackDown.
Of course it is.
And he basically explains the concept of Money in the Bank and introduces the participants in that match, who make their way to the ring one by one, including AJ Styles, Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn, and Dolph Ziggler. The last Owens introduces the final participant, having noted there were 5, and Kevin Owens comes out. However, halfway down the ramp, Shane comes over and says, Mr. Owens, I don't know what you're doing here, but you are fully aware that you are not a participant in this match. The real 5th participant.
It should have been the perfect 10.
Well, it wasn't. It's Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yay.
Sloppiest
Indeed.
wrestler in the business. And he proves it once again in his match tonight.
He's a rock star. He has creative style. He doesn't have to be perfect.
So is Jericho, but he's not sloppy. He's very crisp and technical.
Shinsuke's from Japan. They don't deal with that shit there.
Kenta says what?
He's
Asuka
wrestled?
says what? Yes, he has. Kenta
Really? He's
Kenta
injuring
wrestled.
himself.
Kenta wrestled in the title match at NXT Takeover last week.
And
He
lost.
didn't injure himself?
Nope, I think he's
Not
fine.
that we know of.
He lost the match and got pissed off after the match, so the feud is continuing.
And I point out to you that Asuka's given at least 3 different people concussions off that kick of hers.
But that's not because she's being sloppy. That's because she inadvertently actually hits with the kick. Because she's not used to, you know.
Please, John.
It's a different wrestling style. Whereas Shinsuke, because I feel he's trying to hold back because he's trying to change his style to fit WWE. He just comes off looking really fucking sloppy. Again, you'll see it. You see it again later that night with his match because, yeah, that Kinshasa does not look like a Kinshasa. It looked like he just stepped over Kevin Owens and brushed his head with his knee. I'm like, no, I think you kind of fucked up your own move, dude.
You do realize the point of professional wrestling is not to actually hurt people, right?
Right, but I've seen Shinsuke do the Kinshasa. That wasn't it. Just, I don't know if it's his age or if it's problems adapting his style to WWE, but for whatever reason, since he's been on the main roster, the 2 matches I've seen him have, sloppy as hell. And the thing is, I don't think it's his age, and it might be trying to adapt his style to more of a main roster style, because I saw his match against Sami Zayn, which, in NXT, which was actually a pretty good match. He didn't impress me all that much with all the hype surrounding him, but he wasn't terrible. He wasn't as bad as he was, on the main roster here, which is fucking terrible. Against Sami, he at least, I was like, okay, I can see what the hype's about. He's pretty damn good. His fighting style isn't really for me, but he's not bad. He's not, fucking up or anything. And then main roster, and he just can't wrestle a match. I'm like, wow. I'm like, what the hell happened to you, dude?
Yep.
It's bad because I know there's skill in there because I've seen it and I've heard about it. I'm like, dude, okay, I know you're good. Fucking be good. Cut it with the sloppy shit.
Hmm. You done now?
Yes.
Okay. So anyway, Kevin Owens gets in the ring and talks some shit, pointing out how bullshit it is that people who lost at Backlash, including the person he beat, are in the Money in the Bank match, and yet he is not. And Shane's like, you have a valid point, Owens, therefore I'm going to add you as the 6th participant in this match. All the people in the ring start talking shit to each other. Corbin tells Owens to stop whining, and he'll pay for entering a match with Corbin. Leads to AJ and Sami interrupting, which leads to Sami saying that, and Baron saying they want to go at it right now because they're not done. Ziggler interrupts and points out he's the only one in the ring to have actually won a Money in the Bank ladder match and successfully cashed it in to become the champion, he might add. And he's going to do it again. But Nakamura interrupts saying that, let me tell you who I am. I'm Shinsuke Nakamura. But you can call me Mr. Money in the Bank. Rockstar pose. So Shane books a series of matches, including AJ and Nakamura versus Owens and Ziggler for later tonight, and Corbin versus Zayn right now.
Mm-hmm. Also, I have to say, I don't like the character of Shinsuke Nakamura. I don't like how when he talks, he's sending it up and he's trying to be over the top, because I've actually seen interviews with him. I saw some on YouTube and stuff where people just interview him after an event or whatever. And he can talk just fine. I mean, yeah, he's got his accent. He's not perfect English like us, because obviously he's Japanese. English is not his first language. So he'd speak pretty much as you'd expect someone from Japan who doesn't speak English to speak. But when he's not sending it up, he sounds perfectly normal. He can hold a conversation. Yet when he's doing his promos on WWE, it's almost like he's purposefully not speaking English properly at all, when it's like, dude, you can talk just fine. Just fucking talk. And it I cringe every time he picks up a mic, because I know it's just going to be that bullshit sending up of a character that he does. And I'm like, no, just be yourself. Like other superstars have said, the secret to success in this industry is be yourself. Don't try to be something you're not. Maybe be something that's deeper within you that you don't know you have, but be yourself. And he's just not speaking properly. And I'm like, I know you can speak properly. Your promos would be so much better if you just fucking talked. It's like, oh, come on, dude. That's no. At that point, WWE, they're basically sabotaging him by not letting him actually talk.
Hasn't hurt him yet.
Yeah, but that's just the hype. Once the hype wears off, it will hurt him. Mark my words.
Hype didn't wear off for about 2 years in NXT.
Yeah, but I put to you, NXT is different than the main roster.
Yeah, but not that different.
Yeah, I think if they keep pushing him this way, with the way he's talking now on the mic, if they don't give him a mouthpiece, he's not going to last. If they let him actually talk and let him be Shinsuke Nakamura, he'll last. Because despite the fact he can't speak English very well, he can speak well enough to be able to cut a promo, to hold a conversation, to do interviews. But as the character of Shinsuke Nakamura, all he ever says is, I am Shinsuke Nakamura, let me tell you who I am, and shut up. That's all he's ever said. And it's like, you could say so much more than that, because you can talk. I've heard you talk. You can talk. But they won't let you talk. And it's like, oh, it's such a fucking stupid restriction you're placing on Shinsuke Nakamura. And that's the history of WWE. It's just stupid idea after stupid idea after stupid idea. It's like, dude, you're handicapping your own talent by making these stupid decisions. Oh, John, have you heard Shinsuke talk at all, like in interviews and stuff?
No.
You should, because he can actually talk. He's not terrible at just straight talking.
I would assume he could communicate, yes.
Yeah, which you wouldn't get if all you ever saw was him in the ring, because he can't communicate for shit in the ring. And that just annoys the crap out of me. I'm like, you racist bastards, let him talk. And that's one of the things that annoys me the most out of pretty much almost anything that any wrestling promotion can do, is not letting their talent talk when they have the gift of gab, or at least when they can actually talk. And basically saying, no, you're not going to talk. It's like, that's what they do. Like, they let Kevin Owens talk, and guess what? He's fucking gold. You know, it's like, what are you guys doing? Because they have a lot of people who are great on the mic, and they don't let them talk. And it's like, really? Like Becky Lynch. Yeah, she's not the greatest on the mic, but if you've ever actually heard her just talk while she's just hanging out and stuff, like on Up, Down, Down and stuff, when she's just sitting there just chatting with fucking Xavier Woods and stuff, she's fucking hilarious. She's really good at just shooting the shit. And it's just like, let her do that. If you're going to make her a face, let her do that. She's funny. But it's like, no, she's going to say the shit that we write that sounds utterly fucking ridiculous. And you're just like, oh, what are you doing? Because I guarantee you that shit that she said before, like, oh, you know what I'm talking about, that infamous Becky Lynch promo when she was making absolute nonsense. I can almost guarantee you she didn't write that. That was probably what she was told to say, or at least partially what she was told to say. I can almost guarantee you that, and it was terrible. And there's just proof over the years, not only in WWE, but in all major promotions, that about 8 times out of 10, if you let your talent come up with their promos, it's going to be better than anything you can come up with, if they have the ability to do that. And more talent have the ability to do that than you would think. And then I think WWE believes there are. Like, I look at them and say, oh, you can't talk. Yeah, they can. They're really good at it, actually. But, well, we'd never know that because you never let them talk on TV. It's like, you know, The Rock never would have become The Rock if they hadn't said, okay, Dwayne, go say what you want to say. And he came out and did it, and boom, instant hit. Despite the fact he was a heel. They fell in love with, hit the persona of The Rock, which he came up with the majority of those promos and stuff. And you can tell the difference, too, because when he came back, as was pointed out, most of his promos against Cena and stuff were written by WWE, and they were fucking terrible. They weren't The Rock. And that's the difference between letting someone who has that gift, let them do what it is they do versus controlling it and doing it for them. Any comments from John or Jim?
Oh, waiting to continue.
Nope, waiting to continue.
I'll go for it. I've just thought maybe you guys would say agree or disagree, but fair enough.
You said your piece. We don't need to comment. It's fine.
Yep.
Fair enough. So, first match.
Yeah. Well, can I give people promo points for the opening first?
You may.
Yes.
I thought you did the points already. My bad.
No, I didn't, because I kind of got interrupted. So promo points to everybody here. So let's see.
John seems confused.
I'm always confused.
I guess.
That's his secret.
The confused dad gamer.
Sometimes.
Yes. Apollo. Let's see. So who else? AJ, Corbin. 9. KO. And the Sammy. 189. Let's see. KO, Sammy, AJ, Corbin, Dolphin, Shinsuke. And Shinsuke. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so Corbin Zane was not right now, actually. I lied. That's coming up. First up is a women's match. Charlotte and Becky versus Natalya and Carmella.
Mm-hmm.
Tamina and Ellsworth Art and Naomi are all at ringside for this match.
Right.
Back and forth, back and forth. Becky taps Carmella out to the disarmer.
Yes.
Yes, I know. I have it in front of me. I didn't need your affirmation. Thank you. So, let's see here. So, Tamina interfered, but she appears to be the only one. All right. So, actually, well, no, did Naomi? Because Naomi only took out Tamina, right? She didn't interfere with the match. No, Naomi just got. Naomi took out Tamina at ringside, so she technically wasn't interference. So Tamina gets interference.
All right.
So that's 6 is going to put her at 85.
Wake up.
No.
You're the host. You're the one that has to be awake.
Yeah.
If John and I fell asleep, it wouldn't make any difference.
Yeah.
It's true. It's damn true.
Yeah.
So who else gets points?
Well, Tamina would also get accompaniment, by the way.
Yes.
That puts her at 90. No.
I'll take the 902.
No. And then Naomi. James Ellsworth was at ringside. 6. All right. So the match losers were the heels. So Carmella will get 5 points and Natalya 6 because she hit a move. And let's see. Move, where is, who the hell? Natalya, right. 6 for Natalya. It's her 137. All right. So let's see here. Becky won the match, so we'll do Charlotte first. So Charlotte gets 15 for being on the winning team, 5 for competing is 20, and 3 moves is 23. Charlotte. Puts her 130. Nope, 30. And then Becky won the match, so 20. 5 for competing is 25. The disarmer is 26 to Becky. 72 is 78. Okay. We got a graphic promoting Jinder Mahal's Punjabi celebration tonight.
That was a thing.
We'll get there. And
That
then
just sounds dirty.
Sami Zayn versus Baron Corbin.
Fuck you, Sammy.
Sammy rules.
Fuck you, Sammy.
Sammy rules.
No, he doesn't. Fuck you, Sammy.
El Generico.
Yeah. I don't know if that would be that much better for Sami Zayn considering how they're treating luchadors right now.
Yeah, probably not, but to be honest, as cool a move as a haluva kick is, I'd rather see him brainbusting people out of the turnbuckle.
You want to see him kill people?
He never killed anybody with it that I know of.
Yet.
Still.
So Joe didn't kill anyone with the fucking muscle buster, yet he almost killed fucking TJ with it.
Well, yeah.
So that doesn't say much. All it takes is one.
I know, but still.
Is that why they added that move into 2016's game?
Probably.
Because they had a top rope brainbuster as one of the moves from the move pack in 2K16, which I ended up taking.
Mm-hmm.
Like it must have been like an El Generico move. Okay, that makes more sense now.
Mm. Yes, the official name of that move from his El Generico days on Wikipedia is Brainbuster. That's how it's written on Wikipedia.
That sounds like something Sami Zayn would say. I can see him literally going up top rope, hooking it in, and going Brainbuster, and then doing it.
Pretty much. Anyway, so Sami beat Baron Corbin, and Corbin then destroyed Sami Zayn with a chair.
Woo!
Because Corbin didn't get enough in the chairs match with Dean Ambrose.
No, because he's getting sick and tired of Sami Zayn winning like I am.
Yeah, well.
That's why Corbin and I are buddies.
Uh-huh.
Go get him, Corbin.
So Baron Corbin lost this match.
Go get him, Corbin.
So he got 5 points for that and 4 for an assault is 9.
Does that include with a weapon?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, no, with a weapon is 3 more. You're right. 81. Thank you. All right. Sami Zayn gets 20 for winning.
Does that include post-match?
Yes, I gave Corbin the assault points.
Okay, cool.
Anyway.
Sane.
Simple numbers should tell you that. Anyway. 20 for Zayn, 5 is for winning. So 25 to Sami. Yay.
No move points?
No, literally. Corbin threw him into the turnbuckle. He popped back out, dodged Corbin, and rolled him up.
Oh, okay. Didn't actually watch the match. I saw like the aftermatch.
Yeah. That's basically all that happened. He tossed Zayn across the ring, but when he went up to pick him up, Zayn rolled him up.
Fair enough.
It's 25 points to Sami. That'll be 90. That'll be 214. All right. Sami into the top 10.
For now.
Forever.
Never. Anyone but you, Sami.
No.
That's the Lone Wolf Crusade. Anyone but you, Sami.
Now, the Lone Wolf Crusade is be as boring as humanly possible.
I kind of like him. He's actually gotten more interesting as time has gone on.
Yeah, if only his promos would get better.
Yeah, his promos aren't that good, but I like his entrance. I like his Titantron thing where, because they have the video on the ramp now, I like that. It's like Wasteland going down the ramp. It's like he's leaving a path of destruction. I think that's kind of cool that they fall out at his ass. I'm like, that's kind of neat.
Yeah. Anyway, so after this, AJ and Shinsuke are in the locker room going over their plan for tonight's match. AJ tells
follow my
Nakamura to follow.
lead.
AJ tells Nakamura to follow his lead tonight because it's the house that AJ built. But Nakamura says they're a team. They're a team tonight. But at Money in the Bank, he's taking the contract and turning AJ's house into his playground. Promo to AJ and Shinsuke. Seven. Shinsuke. 5.
You think Shinsuke's going to win Money in the Bank?
Wouldn't surprise me the way they're pushing him. Especially given that Corbin is obviously feuding with Zayn, and I don't think AJ and Owens are done with their tiff yet, so that leaves either Shinsuke or Dolph, and I really don't think it's going to be Dolph.
Yeah, but AJ could win Money in the Bank, ask for his rematch for the U.S. title, and lose that and just be done with that feud.
Maybe, but nobody ever does that.
True. Well, remember, this is SmackDown where literally anything can happen.
Yeah.
You know, that's just a saying on Raw. SmackDown lives that.
True. Anyway, it's time for the Fashion Files.
Final case.
Yep, we cut back to Shane McMahon walking into his office, which has been renovated into the Fashion Files police office without his permission. He is very confused that Breezango, treating him as their police chief, offered to turn in their badges and their guns, which are water guns, for failing to defeat the Uggos at Backlash. They turn in more equipment and clothing that they have. But Shane tells them to stop and says they've already proven themselves and books them each in singles matches against Jimmy and Jay, respectively. Promo to Breezango.
Oh, Breezango, you have failed me.
And now 114. And Tyler Breeze. That's right. You didn't see the rest of this program, did you?
I saw bits and pieces of it.
Tyler Breeze goes to an even 100. All right, so following this, we go to commercial. We come back to Jinder Mahal's Punjabi celebration.
Like this I saw.
Okay, then.
Was interesting.
There's dancers and drummers all over the entrance ramp. The Singh brothers come out first, and then Jinder Mahal behind them. He says the crowd can shower him with their hatred because everyone in the great nation of India is celebrating his championship win.
And Canada.
Jinder says the crowd boos him because he looks different and talks different, but now they boo him because he exposed them. He says Orton is on the decline like the rest of America. He then addresses his people, home country, in his native Punjabi.
If he really wanted to address the people in his home country, he'd speak French.
Before posing with the belt and then leaving.
Maharaja.
He's not from the French part of Canada.
He's from Calgary, Alberta. He's from Alberta.
Yeah.
Which is not French.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm only very, very small part Canadian. I don't know this shit.
Racist.
It's the what knows part is the French part.
Oh.
Yeah. If you couldn't tell by its incredibly French-sounding name, Quebec is the French part.
That's true. Good point.
French Canada is the best Canada in the land. If you stay here for a while, you'll understand. South Park, you never disappoint. Anyway. Saddam Hussein, he can be the Prime Minister of Canada. I love that episode. Anyway.
I don't know about never. They said that about Simpsons, and yeah, I put to you the last several seasons.
Anyway. So, We'll give promo points to Jinder Mahal, and I guess appearances to the Singh brothers.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Sunil Singh and Samir Singh.
I'm kind of disappointed they haven't actually had them start wrestling yet. They should.
Yeah.
Because they were actually pretty good on 205 Live when they actually wrestled once.
And Jinder gets promo, which puts him up to 1-3-19. Okay.
Let's go, Jinder.
Jinder sucks.
Don't hinder Jinder.
Jinder sucks. Okay, you need to stop bitching about Jinder your fucking points. Stop.
Huh?
Stop.
What? I'm not saying anything. All I was saying is let's go, Jinder.
Yeah.
What? That's all I said. What? What are you bitching about?
Because what happens next? You don't know. Stop.
What? What the fuck, dude?
Saying stop complaining.
I haven't complained about it. All I said was let's go, Jinder.
And all I'm saying is, no, don't worry about let's go Jinder. You don't need any more points from Jinder.
Okay.
He already has like 4,000 more than he should ever have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens show.
Yeah. And you know what he's getting next? You know what he's getting right now?
What?
Do you know what he's getting right now, John?
What?
3 match victories, one of which is a tag title retention.
Wow. I thought it was going to be a Jinder Mahal t-shirt, but that's fine.
No. He should get that too.
They actually won their singles matches? Because I saw the tag title match. I didn't realize they had singles matches.
Yes. So next they come out to the ring. Jimmy Uso and Fandango are at ringside for the first match, which is Tyler Breeze versus Jay. Breeze brings his box of Fashion Police props to the ring. Jay cuts a promo saying Breeze doesn't deserve a shot tonight because he lost last night. Fandango distracts Jay with a water gun, and Breeze rolls him up from behind. So no moves involved, but Jey Uso gets 5 points for being in a match.
Okay.
I think that's 3, 4, 5 is 112. And then Tyler Breeze gets 25 for being in and winning a match. Where the fuck is he? Here we go. It's about 125. And Fandango gets accompaniment, as does Jimmy.
Fair enough.
I'm not going to do the reverse for the other match because they were already out there, so fuck it.
Okay.
So accompaniment is what, 4? Or is it 5?
5.
Okay, 90. And then Fandango to 119. All right, so following this, right after the last one ended, the team switch out, and Fandango and Jimmy get in the ring, and they have a match. Jimmy decks Fandango with some strikes. Breeze and Jay begin fighting at ringside, which distracts Jimmy over concern of his brother, and Fandango rolls him up from behind.
Okay, then.
So Jimmy gets 5 for being in a match. And then Fandango gets 25 for being in and winning a match. 35 and 9 is 444. So after this, the Fashion Police cut promos on the Usos and ask for a rematch for the tag titles, and the Usos replied that they'll do it right now. So the referee jumps on a headset and orders this match to begin.
So promos to the 4 of them. Or mini promo. I don't know, something. Since they bothered to cut a promo.
I'll give mini promo to Breeze Angle for it.
That's fair.
So the teams go at it.
And the Uggos win.
And they control the opening moments against Breeze. Fandango gets a hot tag and drops Jimmy with kicks and a tornado DDT for a 2 count. But both Usos jump in the ring, super kick both Breeze and Fandango. Then Jay blindly tags in and they double team Fandango for the win. So Breeze and Fandango are going to get, well, let's see here. Breeze is the only one who didn't do anything. Everybody else had 2 moves. So Breeze is just going to get 5 for being in the match. 93. Then Fandango is going to get 5 for being in the match, and 2 moves is 7 points to Fandango. Is 154. And then the Usos win the match. I believe Jay actually got the victory off that. Yes. Okay. So Jimmy, 2 moves, 15 points for the victory, 15 for a tag retention is 30 points. 5 for competing is 35. And 2 moves is 37 points to Jimmy. 5, 105, 15. 25. And what did I say his points were?
Like 37? Something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, I think 35.
Okay. So 95. So that would be 25, and then 7 would be 132. Okay.
And Jay.
Jay wins a match. He gets 20 points for winning, 15 on the title retention is 35, 5 for competing is 40, and 2 moves is 42 to Jay. 52, put him at 154.
I have to say that's another thing I'm disappointed in is Tyler Breeze, because like when I saw him in NXT, I was like, okay, yeah, his gimmick's kind of cheesy, but man, guy's got talent in the ring. Like I remember when we were doing NXT regularly, we were talking. I remember saying I could see this Tyler Breeze, as good as he is, and he's got good on the mic and stuff. I could see him being the next Chris Jericho, and I think we all agreed on that. And then he gets called to the main roster and promptly does nothing. Like they don't do anything with him, and it's like, man, do something with Breeze. He's really good.
Anyway, after this, Natalya approaches Shane in the back and demands a rightful shot at the women's title. Carmella comes in with Ellsworth in hand and disagrees, as do Becky, Tamina, and Charlotte in that order.
Woo!
So Shane books them in a 5-way match next week to determine the #1 contender for Naomi's women's championship at Money in the Bank.
Woo! That's my
Woo.
prediction. Woo!
Woo.
I'd be surprised if she doesn't win that.
Woo,
Woo.
woo. You know it.
Go, Carmella.
Is he going to be a surprise entrant in the Money in the Bank?
Maybe?
Because isn't he like cleared now?
Not quite. I don't. Well, it depends on what you count as cleared. Because I know he's done like warm up matches. They weren't televised or anything, but
Right.
Yeah.
they were like at the Performance Center. So I don't know if that's cleared.
It'll be Mojo Rawley.
He's gonna heel turn on him.
Yes.
That's another person I'm surprised just disappeared out of nowhere. It's like they were pushing him, and sort of kind of rightfully so, but I think more to keep him in the forefront of people's minds until like his partner got back, and he just fucking disappeared. And it's like, what the hell happened? It's like he made bank for you last season, John.
I wouldn't go that far.
No, not really.
He made quite a bit for you. He's one of your better scorers because of how heavily they pushed him.
You and I have different definitions of lots of points.
Because then the last season, didn't they start by winning like the tag titles, and then they lost, and then fucking Ryder got injured, and then they pushed him in singles competition up until he like won the the thing at WrestleMania, so he like actually got a fair amount of points going through that because he like won most of his solo matches. That's what I remember anyway.
I don't think they got the belts though.
Because I know they won the belts once. Maybe it was the season before. Because I remember they did win the belts once. I'm fairly certain they did.
Nope.
Didn't? I thought they did.
That's a negative good buddy.
That was Rhino and Slater.
Well, I know they won it.
They're a little different. They're different people. Hate to break.
I know. I thought it was like after that, but fair enough.
No, it looked like they were going to push them to do that, and that's when Ryder got injured.
Ah.
So I think didn't he get injured in like a number one contenders match or some shit?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he got injured right after they won the number one contender.
Yeah,
that's right. But they still continued to push Raleigh after that in singles competition where he won most of his stuff.
Did. Yeah.
And then after WrestleMania, he just disappeared.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, the hell happened to Mojo Rawley?
Not there.
Apparently.
Maybe he never existed.
Well.
Zack Ryder is the Monkey King, confirmed.
Fair enough. Anyway, we go to the main event. AJ and Shinsuke versus KO and Dolph. And the match ends with Nakamura.
Kinshasa kicking Kevin Owens.
Bomase.
It wasn't sloppy. He just wasn't doing the move properly.
Anyway. So, KO and Dolph did not win this match.
No, they did not. But I get AJ victory points, so I'm fine with that.
You do, but John gets Nakamura victory points for the main event. Haha.
Yes, he does. And I'm happy for John for that.
So Ziggler and Owens are each going to get 5 for competing. 4 for being in the main event is 9. Ziggler has 1 point, so Ziggler's going to get 10.
Ziggles.
And then we're going to go ahead and give 11 points to KO. Since everybody seems to have forgotten his career anyway, I don't want to think that Dolph Ziggler should just go back to introducing himself to everybody.
Ah,
Just pretend his career hasn't happened and see if he can get booked as a young up-and-comer.
That would be funny.
Dolph Ziggler just randomly shows up on NXT one day. Hi, my name is Dolph Ziggler.
Oh, hi, welcome.
Fucking Albert's like, really?
I tell you, Abbott, I believe that young chap is a future of our industry right there. Really, Regal? Really? What?
Great, Regal. Now not only you're old, but you're senile. And he just walks off.
So anyway, the winners of the match, AJ was on the winning team, so he'll get 15 points. He's going to get 5 for competing. Is going to be 20. And he's going to get 6 for moves, is 26 points to AJ. It's 97, 107, and 207, and then 6 is going to be 213.
AJ Styles.
AJ sucks. And then Shinsuke Nakamura is going to get 20 points for winning the main event. He's going to get another 9 for being in and win. Well, 20 points for winning the match. 9 for being in and winning the main event. Is going to be 29. 5 for competing in the match overall is going to be 34. And Shinsuke had 7 moves. Is going to be 41 points to Shinsuke Nakamura. Which is 95, 05, 15, 25. Going to put him at 126. If it would type. What the? There we go. Okay. Let's go on over here. Refresh all.
Indeed.
All right, scores coming in. Team Extreme at 40-70.
Damn.
Certified Balor Club at 32-06. And at 25-75 is Team Apocalypse. Yeah, okay.
205 live.
Indeed.
Where I assume I lost the main event because they're trying to push Akira Tozawa. I think that was the main event, wasn't it?
You are correct, sir, on both counts.
Which makes sense because they probably want to end the feud, probably do something else with Spanky or retire his ass.
Why would he retire? He can still do it.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Just ask Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, but he really should.
No, he shouldn't. Like, have you seen Table for Three with Shawn Michaels and Kevin Nash and AJ?
Part of it.
That because literally they talk about the whole dream match everyone wants to see of Shawn Michaels versus AJ, and Shawn is like, I can still do it, but the question isn't if can I, it's if I can, should I? And it's like, no. He's like, why not go on top? He's like, besides, it's not like I'm horribly injured. I'm not all fucked up like everyone else. I'm in a good spot, and everyone remembers me for what I've done, and I went out on top. So I have nothing else left to prove. There's no reason for me to do it. He's like, besides, who would it help if I came back? It would make me a goddamn hypocrite. It would make me Ric Flair, so fuck that.
Yeah.
And it's like, what does it help you, AJ, beating up some old has-been? It doesn't help you. And that's the other thing, too, is he's like, we could come back. I could come back. We could do the match. I can still wrestle. But then the question becomes, who wins that match? And how do you make that decision when there's no, it hurts both of us if either of us lose the match. There's no point to doing it. And Sean's right. And that's why he doesn't do it. That's why he doesn't come back, because he's like, unless there's really a reason for me to come back, I won't do it. And right now, there's no reason for me to come back because it helps nobody. So I just wander into the performance center and train people.
Yeah, basically.
In the meantime, I shoot game in the woods.
Yep.
I'm like,
all right.
Bravo, Sean. I applaud you for that.
Indeed. So, we go over to the 205 Live. So we open up with a promo from the Brian Kendrick, hyping the main event.
So you know how he does best? Beating up Akira Tozawa.
Kind of. Does a great job building that up. So, promo to Brian Kendrick. Got the right document here. There we go.
That's okay, Spanky. You got me points when I needed them the most. You have served your purpose.
92.
You continue to at least get me consistent points. So.
Going over here. Okay. So following this, we go into the first match of the night, which is Rich Swann versus Arya Daivari.
A match out of nowhere.
Yeah. Daivari is rather upset because last week Rich Swann's prank gift shot talcum powder into his face and ruined his very expensive clothing and accessories.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So Swann and Daivari have their match, which Rich Swann wins with a Phoenix Splash. So Arya Daivari will get 5 for showing up. And 1 for one move that he did pull off, so 6 points to Arya Daivari. He met 47. And then we're going to have, let's see. Rich Swann is down here, and he's going to get 20. 5 for competing is 25, and 5 moves is 30 points for Rich Swann.
Indeed.
64. All right. So, all right. So following that match, Corey Graves conducts a dual interview with Neville and Austin Aries via camera via satellite from separate locations. And the two go back.
Get your heart out.
Yeah, and the two go back and forth and talk about how they're going to beat each other at the pay-per-view at Extreme Rules, with Neville talking up the fact that he's already won twice, doesn't know why Aries has another title shot, and is just going to further destroy his knee. And Aries talking about how my knee might be injured, but I'm going to overcome that because the 2 times you won required chicanery on your part and were in no way legitimate. And if I lock you to Lance Chancery again, you're going to tap out to it. So, there you go.
And yet Austin Aries, being the honorable bloke that he is not going to put any kind of stipulation to prevent said chicanery.
Yeah.
And therefore, Neville's going to win again via chicanery because Austin Aries is an idiot.
Yeah, well. So, as wonderfully summarized by Alan Sco over here on CageSideSeats.com, where we do get the 205 Live recap. So it's buggered knee submission specialist. Can I get in the last Chancery clean Aries versus can I avoid submissions and kill this man's injured knee, Neville?
Pretty much.
So, following this, we go to our second match, which is the grand return of Cedric Alexander.
Yay.
In which he does all of about 3 moves and squashes a jobber.
Oh.
A jobber by the name of Johnny Boone.
So much for a grand return.
There was a really nice spinning elbow that sounded like a shotgun to the face. Echoed throughout the arena. Boone tried to run away, and Alexander had to chase him down outside. Boone was doing great, talking a lot of crap, too. He was doing good.
Mm-hmm.
So he got chased around. He gets slapped in the face, thrown back in the ring, and he eats a top rope springing board clothesline and a lumbar check. So Cedric Alexander with a win there. That's 20. 5 for competing is 25, and he hit 2 moves is 27 points on the return of Cedric Alexander. His first points of the season. All right. Now, yes. All right.
Another promo.
So, another promo coming up. I'm gonna go ahead and put up I'm gonna go ahead and put this up for this promo. Hello.
Hi, Jim. You're putting up a stash.
For the duration of this promo, I'm just gonna put this up.
Oh God. Oh, brother.
Right there. All right. So, Drew Gulak hosts a campaign video.
Oh, brother.
Touting his campaign to end risky high-flying behavior on 205 Live. And he talks about that he sees, what a great show 205 Live could be. But, and they show clips of people doing different things about, all this, all this, talking about all the high-flying, this dangerous stuff is ruining our show. There's no need for it. Help me make 205 Live great again, basically.
Okay, this brings me something I wanted to talk about.
All right.
The fact that his entire gimmick makes no sense. Think about it. Who's the top stars on 205 Live right now? Austin Aries, Neville, TJ Perkins, right? Fucking Brian Kendrick. Gee, guess what? They're all submission wrestlers. They don't do a lot of high-flying stuff. Neville only high flies when he's face. He doesn't do a lot of that. He might pull out the red arrow once in a while, but he's kind of stopped doing that. They really only high fly when they vault over the top rope to like dive on people. But Undertaker fucking did that. I mean, seriously, it's like you and then those who are the submission wrestlers, most of the time, their specialties are their strikers. There's not a lot of high flyers in 205 Live that are worth anything right now that are actually being used. Most of the high flyers are like the luchadors, which Vince doesn't like for some odd reason, so never pushes them. You know, or people who are like TJ Perkins or Neville, who they don't push them that way, and they're like, no, you're going to be submission wrestlers. So what's the point in having a heel gimmick of no flying allowed when the bulk of your talent doesn't fucking fly? It makes no sense. I'm just like, wait, because I was thinking about that this week. I'm like, wait, the gimmick doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's why he's feuding with Mustafa Ali, a guy who very clearly does. And you also have the very prominent appearances of people like Rich Swann and.
But Rich Swann's a striker. He's not a flyer.
And Akira, his finish is a Phoenix Splash.
His finisher's the Rich kick. What are you talking about?
His finisher is a Phoenix Splash. He won with it tonight. If you're paying attention to the recap.
I don't want to look at the recaps, but okay. So he's got double
finish. I did the recap as I was
finish.
reading it. You dumb shit.
Oh, fair enough.
But yes, no, Rich Swann uses a Phoenix Splash as a finisher. He's been using it for weeks. The Rich Kick is a secondary thing, but he uses it less than the Phoenix Splash.
Fair enough.
People like him, people like Akira Tozawa, who are high flyers, are prominent enough on 205 that he can get away with it.
Isn't Tozawa more of a striker, though? I thought his finisher was like a kick of some sort. Could be wrong.
Tozawa had a snap German suplex, but they've also given him his top rope senton that he's known for doing.
Fair enough.
Also springboarding like crazy.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It just occurred to me that the majority of the people that they actually show on 205 Live and on Raw, the majority, not all, but the majority of the people aren't high flyers. So I'm like, what's the point in having heel that's decrying no high flying? It's like, you know, fucking Eric's come out and be like, okay, I'm just going to lock you in the last chancery. Fuck you. You know, it's like, I don't know, just as a big heel gimmick, it doesn't make sense to me. But maybe that's just me. You know, if it was the cruiserweight divisions of old where it was all about high flying, where you had people like, you know, Jeff Hardy and Billy Kidman and stuff like that, then okay, yeah, that gimmick makes a whole lot of sense. You know, Eddie Guerrero. But when the bulk of, you know, the top of your division is Austin Aries, Adrian Neville, fucking, you know, TJ Perkins, all people who, you know, Kendrick, who all use submission moves as their finishing moves, the gimmick doesn't really hold weight. You know, if they brought back all the luchadors, if they made Lince Dorado more prominent, Grand Metalik more prominent, brought in Kalisto, okay, your gimmick all of a sudden makes sense. Bring in a lot of people that should be wrestling there that you're not showing, like a lot of the Asians. Bring in, you know, like Ho Ho Loon. The fuck ever happened to him?
That's right? A very good question. There's a lot of people on 205. It's like, what happened to that guy?
Exactly. And a lot of the people that they're not showcasing are the high flyers. They're the fast high flyers, not the fast strikers that have submission moves as finishing moves. Because most of the people are quick, yes, and they can fly, but most of them, they use speed and strikes to set up for submission moves. And occasionally we'll bust out the high flying stuff, but that's for like the big spots, like I said, usually jumping over or through the ropes onto multiple people that can catch them. Neville occasionally, you know, busting out the red arrow. But, you know, that's few and far between. I mean, you know, you have Kendrick who's got the sliced bread, which is kind of sort of flashy, but it's still basically a standing move running up the turnbuckle. It's like, okay, that's not really high flying. So this is one thing I wanted to talk about, get off my chest, because I just was thinking about that this week. Anyway, promo points to Mr. Gulak with the pointless gimmick.
It's not pointless. He just got points for it.
Ha! Fair play. So, Jim, does that take us to the main event then?
Indeed, we then move on to the Brian Kendrick versus Akira Tozawa in a street fight.
Ha, 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 ha.
Basically. So, after much back and forth and much using of lessons, and much use of Brian Kendrick's purple duct tape.
Okay. Didn't know he had purple duct tape, but okay.
Yeah, well, he has purple duct tape. He got it from somewhere.
Does that count as use of a foreign object?
Yes, it does. I will count it as that. So he jumps in before the match rings. So with a dive, they roll in and start the thing. So Tozawa charges out. Okay, goodies under the ring. Standoff over a table, which no one ends up using. Flying elbow. Bullet suicide dive, but Kendrick throws his jacket into Tozawa's face in midair.
Okay.
Which blocks him off and leads to a nasty suplex. Kendrick whips out purple duct tape. He tapes Tozawa's mouth and then applies the captain's hook. Tozawa uses the rope for leverage to gain a vertical base. Kendrick goes for a slice spread number 2, but instead Tozawa pushes it backwards and he lands on the stairs outside.
Ouch.
I think he landed on the stairs. I'm not positive. He landed outside at the very least. Tozawa with a kick. Tozawa tries to throw Kendrick into the LED screen, but Kendrick reverses and throws Tozawa into the LED screen. Back down the ramp, Tozawa eats the ring steps. Kendrick gets the tape again and duct tapes Kendrick to the corner post by the hands and then wails on him with a belt.
Ouch.
You want to see some welds, Bailey? The ref tries to free Tozawa, which, is that fair? I don't even know.
Ref has done that before, freeing people who are tied up.
I think unless it's a stipulation that they have to be tied up, I think usually he tries to get them out.
Okay, well, anyway, Kendrick grabs a table and throws it in the corner of the ring.
Unless the ref is supposed to be doing something else, like in the AJ match where the ref's job was to count, not to free AJ Styles, then he has to count because that's the priority.
Yeah. Anyway, Kendrick puts a table in the corner of the ring.
Get the rule book. It's probably in there.
I'm going to order that rule book. I swear to God I am.
Swear to me.
No. So, anyway, Kendrick sets the table up. Tozawa comes from out of nowhere with the belt and smacks Kendrick with the belt a bunch of times.
Ha, 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 ha.
Tozawa goes for a top rope move, but misses, and Kendrick locks in a captain's hook. Tozawa manages to push them both out under the rope and out to the floor to break the hold.
Okay.
Kendrick tries to trap Tozawa in the steps again, but he manages to get away. Tozawa drop kicks Kendrick face first onto the mat. And then a spin kick. A stiff Saito snap suplex. Another captain's hook with a DDT onto the steps. Tozawa counters it with the DDT onto the steps. Kendrick gets set up onto the table, which is now outside the ring. And then you tell me Tozawa's not a high flyer. I'll show you the clip of this afterward because I don't want to get us copyright struck. And Tozawa climbs not onto the top turnbuckle, turnbuckle rope, but literally onto the top of the ring post, and then there's a senton through Kendrick and a table on the floor.
Nice.
Fair enough. I don't know. Like I said, the matches that I've seen with him, he's never really flown, so I could only go by what I've seen of his wrestling.
So super senton, Kendrick goes to a table. Tozawa manages to shove him back in the ring and falls on top of him for a 1-2-3.
Fair enough. Sounds like it was a good match.
It was okay. I didn't see the program, but according to the recapper, it was a decent match, but one of the biggest problems was that for this match and the Cedric match before, the crowd was dead. And it really hurt both matches.
Well, they had just gone through 3 hours of Raw. What did you expect?
Yeah.
Because this is filmed immediately after Raw, is it not?
Last I knew.
Yeah, so you're expecting them not to be dead in their 4th hour of wrestling. Yeah, that's not how human bodies work, WWE.
Yeah. So anyway, Brian Kendrick lost the main event match, but he's going to get 5 for competing. He's going to get 4 for being in the main event, is 9. And he's going to get 3 for being in a specialty match, is 12 points to the Brian Kendrick, plus 5 for moves is 17 points in total to the Brian Kendrick.
Yay.
Let's see, 102. It's 109 for him.
Hey, Kendrick's finally crested 100 points.
Yes. Akira Tozawa gets 20 points for winning this match. He gets 10 points for winning the main event, is 30. He gets 9 points for being in 10 points for winning a specialty match. He gets 9 for being in and winning the main event, is 39. 3 for being in the specialty is 42. And then 5 for actually competing. Hang on, now I lost track. 20 for winning the match, 10 for it being a specialty, 9 for being in and winning the main event puts him at 39. 5 for actually competing in the match, is 44. And 15 move points.
Jeez.
Is 54.
Wow.
And 5 is 59 points to
Damn.
Akira Tozawa.
Wow.
John, I think you backed the wrong Japanese person.
Which puts him at 269 and the top 10 for Akira Tozawa.
He's higher than Austin Aries. What the fuck?
That was a really good win.
Ha! Ha! Ha!
They're going to give him the title, aren't they?
Depending on who, they might, but if they are, then that means Neville's going to beat Aries.
What else is new?
Yeah. All right, let's check the scores here. Go over here, scroll to the left, refresh. All right, coming in here at 41.19 is Team Extreme, followed by Certified Balor Club at 32.70. And Team Hog Club's at 26.11.
So John is still steadily gaining points while Jim hits kind of staggered, which is about par for the course. Jim, you usually don't gain that many points for 205 Live.
I gained 64 points.
Yeah. Again, you don't gain that many points for 205 Live.
Yeah.
I somehow managed to come out.
I gained more points than you on 205 Live.
Yeah. I don't gain that many points on 205 Live either. Unless, like, Aries happens to be on it, then I gain points for it.
Because you only got 49 points, whereas I got about 69.
Yeah.
That's because you got that main event win. That's the only reason you have that many points.
Ah!
But yes, there's actually a news item I wish to speak upon rather quickly. Something I mentioned the other night, and we said we discussed and we never did.
You're a little late, but go ahead.
CM Punk. Apparently, British promotion 5 Star Wrestling has offered CM Punk $1 million to come out of wrestling retirement and perform at their whatever tournament they're doing. And there has been no response from Punk. And then that was like at the beginning of the week. And then at the end of this week, they said that they're trying to contact Dana, what's-his-face, the guy in charge of UFC.
Dana White,
because Punk is still under contract from UFC. And he's like, the offer still stands. In fact, if we can secure Punk, we're actually willing to offer him more than $1 million to appear at our thing. So he actually stands to make more than $1 million. The only thing standing in his way is his UFC contract. However, they say, we don't see why UFC wouldn't let him do it, considering they consider themselves a real sports promotion, and real sports promoters allow their talent to work independent. Things like, for instance, like Floyd Mayweather being able to like show up at WWE or whatever, and doing like little one-off indie promotion things. And that's just basically what they want. They want CM Punk to show up one-off at their tournament. And he's like, and given the fact that UFC is not actually using him anyway because he sucks, they're like, well, we don't see why, Dana White wouldn't allow it. So we're trying to contact Dana White to see if he'll allow CM Punk to appear at 5 Star Wrestling, despite the fact he's under contract with UFC. Thus far, CM Punk has not, responded. However, if Dana White does allow it, CM Punk would be an idiot not to say yes if it's over $1 million. But we'll see. So that's what's happening in the land of CM Punk right now. He's looking to become a lot richer if Dana White will allow it. Now, whether he wants to or not, that's another question, but don't see why not. So I'll be keeping an eye on that, hopefully, seeing if CM Punk does respond, if Dana White says yes or no, what have you. So yes, and for those interested, there's an actual promotion called 5 Star Wrestling, so go check them out. Apparently, they're pretty good.
Okay, then.
But yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to mention.
Okay, then.
Land of CM Punk.
So on the leaderboards, Kevin Owens still up at the top at 381, followed by the WWE Champion Jinder Mahal at 319, the Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss at 271, just a few points ahead of Akira Tozawa at 269, who was a point ahead of Finn Balor at 268. Austin Aries coming in at 263, followed by TJ Perkins at 253, Bray Wyatt at 239, Seth Rollins at 226, and Jeff Hardy rounding out the top 10 at 223.
Indeed.
So we're 4 and 6 respectively. John's highest guy is still Neville.
Neville. Which
I think
that
he's
could
lower than last week too. That's what's even better.
That could change at whatever the next pay-per-view is if Neville loses. But we'll see. I mean, they could go either way with this at this point.
Pretty much.
Because like I said earlier in the show, Austin Aries is at the point now where if he lost, no one would give a shit.
Well, we'll see.
Which is why I think they kind of missed the boat with him.
Mm.
That was an interesting week.
It was. And we will see what happens again next week. Thanks for joining me, guys. I'm James Phoenix.
Good night.
Peace.
Night.